Peace, God.
Peace.
How y'all doing out there with the weather? Y'all good out there? Man, I've been out of the loop. What's the who is Lamel Forever? One of the guy returned or something? Please tell me they ain't no bad news.
All right.
Yeesh. Peace, everyone.
You hear me now?
I can hear. I don't know if they can hear. I can hear.
Oh, I need to turn my sound on. All right. You said something?
Peace.
All right.
Peace, everyone. Go, Professor Stacky B24. Smell goods. Peace. Peace to the guys.
Why am I still
Peace, everyone.
you hear me now?
I can hear. Wow, no, I can hear.
Let me turn my sound. Is that your sound or my sound? All right.
I said that like 30 seconds ago. Peace, everyone. Go, Professor Stacky B24. Smell goods. Peace. Peace to the guys. Peace to the guys.
I'm still
Peace, everyone.
you hear me now?
I can hear.
Oh, hold on. I think I know what it is. All right. All right, say something now.
Yo, peace.
I bet we got it.
Today's Daily Supreme Mathematics is wisdom.
So yeah, we gotta go, Professor Shakeem Smell Goods. We got Justice over here on Instagram. We on Allah's Fruit on Instagram now. As well. You know, I'm waiting to see because we unfortunately we got cut off yesterday and we didn't get a chance to complete our conversation with Lamel. Was you concerning what is it, relative density and relative density and gravity, or I guess you could say as opposed to gravity.
So what did that come from? Where did that come from? He bringing up what relative density and gravity? Where did that come from?
I mean, I wasn't really sure where he was going with it. Because the thing was, in this part, we could all agree with, you know what I'm saying, is that with all of the scientific, the terminologies that we use, the formulas that we use, the notations that we use, you understand what I'm saying? Like when you say when you see the M and the little 2 over it, that's square miles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All those is agreements that,
Indeed.
Scientists make over the years.
Agree that that's a symbol we're going to use to identify that process or
Yeah.
that function or that order of operation. True indeed. Peace. Ourselves. Like this means 1 and that means 2. We agreed. So that way, when you do this, I can find you when you give me your address.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, so he was. He was saying that gravity doesn't exist, and that is, whatever about it is just an agreed upon convention. But so I was in the midst of asking questions about the directions dealing with relative density, meaning that he's saying that there's no real such thing as gravity. There's only relative density. And some things appear to be falling only because it's more dense than the medium that is falling through.
Okay.
Now, what I need further clarity on, right, is why does relative density then only work in the direction towards the Earth? Like, what is the phenomenon of relative density that makes all things fall through less relatively dense materials to the planet? You see what I'm saying? Because, for instance, if you work out in the water, if you move around in the water is more relatively dense than the air.
Yep.
Is what makes it more difficult for you to move through that medium. But that relative density works in all directions. I mean, if I move towards my head, if I move side to side, or if I move towards my feet, that relative density is going to affect me in all directions. So the question that was on the table, unfortunately, I got a little flustered with my technology and we got cut off. So right now, I'm hoping that someone calls Lamel and he can come back on and lend us some clarity on relative density versus gravity. You know what I'm saying? So we have Gold Professor. It says, "Build onto the culture, God. Free my dome." Where you from, Gold Professor?
Hold up. Build unto the culture, God. Oh, he's just saying drop some jewels. The guy like he in so many words, the brother just saying drop some jewels, man. Shine some light on him.
Yeah, I never really know which it's like if somebody walked up to you, right, and said, no, don't laugh. If somebody walked up to you and said, "Be black,"
he said, "Do what? Be black."
Yeah, what would you do? What would your first step be?
If they said be black,
yeah,
I would just start moving in slow motion because that's like being black. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So look, that's what it's like. Somebody said build on culture. Now, don't get me wrong. I could be. Snap! I don't know. Did we get cut off?
Nah, you good. I can hear you. Well, I can hear you at least.
Now we got cut off for a second on Instagram. But hold on, let me fix this screen right here so we don't get cut off again.
Build onto the culture, God. Free my dome. Yeah, he's saying, yo, help him out. He's like, help me out, man. Throw me a fishing hook. I'm in the middle of the wilderness.
I understand that, but I'm just saying.
The root.
Build onto the culture. Like, what do you want me to do? Quote degrees? Like, do you want me to say the stuff that you hear RZA saying on the record? Do you want me to explain the Poor Righteous Teachers albums? Do you want me to tell you about law? build on the culture.
That's a lot. It's very vast. That's indeed. It's very vast.
That's like, listen, brother come up to you and say, yo, you know that brother born?
It's like a million boards.
Nah, hold up. The dark-skinned one.
It's probably like 1,000 of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like so you gotta be specific. When you say Bill, look, that's what we do here on this channel.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? So, maybe wait a couple seconds and then something we say, you may have a question about it, and then we could go from there. You know what I'm saying?
You know what though? That's a learning experience. When he said that, and then you respond, and we respond how we respond. I laughed. You said what you said. He'll probably, get to refine and clean up. How he using it. Because
clean it up. He's building on the culture right now.
Indeed.
We building on the culture right now. See, it's about if he realizes that.
Yep. Real talk.
And when you're dealing with knowledge,
how you talking, how you move.
You gotta be specific.
Yeah, real talk.
We got knowledge a lot. Knowledge, I need to hit you up too. I was inquiring about something else. And then I was informed about this lady that she has 4 box trucks. Like, that's all I know right now. I don't know the size. I don't know the condition. I'm about to find all that out. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to holler at you about some tips, because the lady, she don't know. I don't know if she inherited them or something, but whatever it is, she don't know how to make money with them. I got some ideas, but I'm sure you got some professional tips there. But nobody no one knows how to get in touch with Lamel.
Relative.
Can we get in touch with Lamel real quick? Anyone? You know who else I would like y'all to get in touch with?
Who that?
Does anybody know Pookie and Ray Ray?
Pookie and Ray Ray.
Does anybody look? If you got Pookie and Ray Ray, right? If you know who Pookie and Ray Ray is, tell Pookie and Ray Ray hit the link. I want. Yeah, Atif, I'm gonna holler at you too, but I just ain't get a chance to come and tune with you today. But now that's what he do. So I already had him in mind. When I was presented with that idea. You know what I'm saying? But yes, we about to see what happens with that. But yeah, I want to know who's Pookie and Ray Ray. Is anybody? Because I've been hearing about the mysterious Pookie and Ray Ray, the enigmatic Pookie and Ray Ray, since the late 80s. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Josh Sim. He probably in the background somewhere. Does anybody,
that Josh Sim brother. So I tried to build with him, man. He really wasn't trying to get down with learning. He wanted to kind of like run with whatever he was thinking. And he kind of was like bumping heads with a lot of different things that we teach. And he really wasn't trying to hear it. So I was like, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm here. But, it is what it is, bro.
All right. So you see Josh Sim out there. All right, yeah, that's peace.
Indeed. I met him in person. Indeed.
Yeah. But, yeah, now I want to know who's because,
cool.
See, here's the thing. I've been, because I know what y'all going to say, but look, it's city science time. We do a little city science segment. And I'm wondering, who the hell is Pookie and Ray Ray? Because it appears that we pawn all of our bad behavior off on this mysterious Pookie and Ray Ray. Now, I was watching You know, I know what y'all think. I should stay away from social media.
Now, Cypher.
I should stay, but look, I was watching social media, and once again, Pookie and Ray Ray came up.
Uh, is that a real name for some people in the 80s?
I'm asking, hey, listen, I mean, Ray Ray, you know, a lot of that's like mothers' names. That's like names that mothers call. Like, say if your name is Raymond or whatever, or, you know, whatever they call you, Ray, right? But your father's name is Ray. But then your
Indeed.
mother will call you Lil Ray Ray.
Yeah, indeed.
Yes, I mean, and of course, Pookie. Pookie is, you know, that's a mother's nickname.
Yeah, indeed.
So Gold Professor said Pookie and Ray Ray are figurative black boys to men, along with stereotypical attributes. And that's what I started wondering as I was listening to this stuff on social media. You know, is, you know, have we created Pookie and Ray Ray, you know, kind of like our own blackface stereotype right there? You know what I'm saying? Because as I was watching it, it was you know, brothers start talking about single mothers. So as soon as they start talking about single mothers, they say, yeah, well, you know, they got themselves pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray. It's like, well, why does Pookie and Ray Ray get a bad rap here? Especially when what I noticed is that a lot of people that identify Pookie and Ray Ray as the culprit, you got baby mamas too.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? You got felony arrest too.
Indeed.
But somehow all the problems is caused by Pookie and Ray Ray. Right. IT was saying something. Pookie and Ray Ray would be used by the bougie chick. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, like, yeah, it became funny and it became a joke. But see, remember, blackface was a joke too. Said, oh, up in Minnesota, a good friend's son returned to the essence up there, murdered and no leads. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It seems, you know, sometimes, you know, there's a little jealousy. There's a little jealousy of Pookie and Ray Ray going on. There's a little jealousy because Pookie and Ray Ray, it appears that Pookie and Ray Ray always get the girls that you want. A little bit jealous because Pookie and Ray Ray have rims. If anybody can get in touch with Pookie and Ray Ray, and we can ask them, you know, why they get such a bad rap. But you know, Pookie and Ray Ray might be like me; they might embrace it.
I might be Pookie and Ray Ray.
You know, I was thinking that over the years, maybe the reason why I've never seen Pookie and Ray Ray.
The same reason you never seen Miley Cyrus at a Hannah Montana.
I'm Pookie and Ray Ray. That's what I'm wondering. Like, listen, the reason I don't see Pookie and Ray Ray is like you never see Clark Kent when Superman is around.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's not me though.
The more you started talking about Pookie, I'm like, hold on, I might not be Ray Ray, but damn, I'm starting to sound like Pookie. God damn it!
Pookie be smoking that exotic. You know, that's what I'm starting to wonder.
Like, hold up, I got a few flaws.
A little bit of jealousy going on here.
I fall short of a few times, guys. Goddamn, I fall short of the grace.
You know what I'm saying? Like why Pookie and Ray Ray always get the bad rap? You know,
Damn.
if it's a girl that you wanted to deal with, right, and she already got pregnant, if she got pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray, to see you're the only upstanding nigga who these hoes just wasn't loyal to. You're the only nigga. No, see, you got screwed over in the courts. That's the reason why you got a baby. But everybody else, Pookie and Ray Ray.
My man said Pookie and Ray Ray smoking exotic and everything. I'm glad my video ain't on.
Yeah. Drinking that bubbly. Don't be upset. Guess I gotta get me a chain now. A little nameplate that say should I be Pookie or Ray Ray? I don't know. Do I look like a I think I look more like a Ray Ray.
I'll be Pookie.
Yeah, look.
Hey, because I don't mind being a bad guy, man. Like I don't. When you were saying why we'll never, you want to talk to Pookie and Ray, why we'll never see that? I'm like, man, that sounds like me. Like for real. Like people on one end, people love me. The older people love me, but the younger people they hate me. Like, oh, this dude, he's a big head. He thinks he knows everything. He's how you got the audacity to say this? How you accept it or reject it? You know, but then I go and speak to somebody, that deal with original thought and they respect the original thought. You know what I mean? Just the fact that I thought for myself and added things up and calculated myself, they respect that. Like the older generation respect that. But people who are younger, who might not even thought for themselves ever, because they think all you're supposed to do is copycat somebody and parrot somebody, they mad at me. But they don't even know the same people who they respect love me.
Yeah, it's
But I'm Pookie.
Edward Green came in tonight, said Pookie and Ray Ray remind me of how old boy tried to downplay Omar Epps' character Q and Juice when he took his girl. What you talking about when he tried to act like he didn't see Special Ed pull off in the whip with his girl? I remember that scene. That was. But where's Lamel? Can anybody get in touch with Lamel for us?
Right. I want to hear about this relative. I guess let's hear about this relative
density.
Density.
Midst of finding out about relative density and also what else it is, what other scientific things.
Hold up, man.
Sometimes, look, this is what I'm open to, right? Is that I have a training since I was a child, right? And the fibrous. So see, a lot of these things that I hear, it is true. When I first hear it, it hits me funny because I've been a part of it teaching for years, months a day. Like if somebody say flat earth, right?
Yeah.
That does not jive with 120 lessons.
Yeah, it gets a lot of things
Somebody says there's no such thing as gravity. That does not jive with 120 lessons.
Nope. Yeah, it's like what you said a long time ago, and I'm sure somebody else probably said it before you. If it tastes like chicken, how come we can't just have chicken?
Yeah.
You know, if it's like gravity, how come we can't just have gravity? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like another way of explaining gravity.
That's
relative density.
Like at first, until it just started getting to the point where we could tell that he just didn't bear witness to the phenomenon of gravity.
I'm sorry.
That was another question. Like, all right, what else are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with flat Earth? Are we dealing with, people are lizards? But yeah, Edward Green, I remember that scene too. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the scene with the bro from Destiny's Child. But You know,
sexually and pulled
yeah,
off. I got
exactly.
made. Well,
You
he's
know what I'm
stupid as
saying?
hell.
He, he felt as though he felt as though he was a better individual than Omar App's character. You know what I mean? So yeah, he referred to him in this same kind of tone right here, Pookie and Ray Ray.
My man said, original thought. Like that, Pookie. He funny as man, bro. Funny, man. Which knowledge Allah is this? Is this the knowledge Allah who does real estate? I think the guy. I met a guy named. There's so many knowledge Allahs. I met a guy out in or I built. He's from like guy from Allah's Garden or something out in the south somewhere who does real estate. Hey, if you're the original man, then be original, man. That's all I can think about. Like the knowledge degree of 1 through 10, man. It's like when you know better, do better, right? How you gonna do better if you ain't got no original mind? Like if your mind ain't been set back into who you really is, like your real, natural, true self. That mean like what I mean is like, how are you God when you have to go to another man for you to correct disorder? Like if disorder ain't an eyesore to you already for yourself, like or dysfunction in the eyesore for you already for yourself. You got to go to, oh yeah, what do I fix next on me? Like you can go wrong at being who I want you to be, but you can't go wrong at being who you want you to be. And so that's kind of like where I'm coming from with like the original man, original mind, stuff like that. Not saying I'm diverging and thinking my own things. It's I'm using a brain. I have the same brain this man have, and we draw our life force from the same source. You know, ain't no, it ain't no separate life forces and ain't no separate life sources and all that, dealing with that same intelligence. She was from Evolved.
Oh yeah, I said Destiny's Child, right? Yeah, but see, I'm not into R&B like that. That's the last R&B I listened to was uh like Keith Sweat first album. Like all that, I really don't know how people do it. Like I can't listen, Beyonce is not like Gladys Knight to me. Like just, her subject matter, I'm not going to be listening to that. Now,
Right?
Lynn Collins, I can listen to that. Like the first person I remember that was like, yeah, she talented and I like her style of music and everything, but I'm not going to be singing Call Tyrone. I'm not going to be listening to Call Tyrone. I'm not going to be discussing Call Tyrone with you. Yes,
Right?
I'm saying. I'm not,
What, man?
yeah, I'm not, some of this stuff, man, I'm not doing that. You understand what I'm saying? Just where I spend my time and what I'm doing when I'm doing music, when I'm listening to music. Like, nah, I'm not. Like,
That's real talk.
who's like? Think about it. If you came in and you heard me listening to some R&B, right? What would you think I would listen to? What kind of song would you be like? Yeah, this sounds like it would be Darkim song right here. This sound. You let them throw this song when Dark come on. What kind of song would that be?
Man, you giving people a chance that Rose got.
Hmm?
They finna get in there like Common.
Common is R&B there.
Common is cool though.
Common, listen. And this is a channel formerly known as a Hotep channel.
I was waiting on it.
Those Baduisms is powerful.
I was just like,
Powerful. Listen, you don't want the P Funk. You don't want the P Funk to be put on you.
I was gonna say Andre 3000 next. Now let me stop. He ain't even R&B.
All of them. Saying you talking about Andre. You know this dude got a baby with her too, right?
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I said that. That's why I said that because
I'm talking
they
about
both.
the dude that
Uh,
made the album with Jay-Z recently, the Muslim album.
another dude.
You remember? Nah, this was about a year, 2 years ago. The Muslim dude.
Did she get him too? Did she got him wearing yarn
Yeah, he
clothes?
got a baby for her too.
I said she got him wearing yarn clothes too.
Listen, man, all I know is I ain't never seen nobody be the same. You know, Common was one of my favorite guys, man. I'm saying, listen. I seen Andre 3000 get involved with the Baduisms. Next thing he on the cover of the magazine with a hula skirt and shoulder pads on.
Yeah, she messed them up. She messed Common up
Yeah.
too. I don't know what she did to them.
J Electronica, that's his name.
Oh
Yeah, you didn't know he had a baby with her too?
no.
Yeah, son. Crushing cats.
Hey, I ain't messing with that Badu boy. That's too. Hey, that's hey. Maybe there's a such thing as a power you, but it ain't gonna power me.
Yeah, but see, DOC escaped the Baduisms. I don't know how he did it. See, DOC was a real nigga. See, he must have had it before the Baduisms developed. You know what I'm saying? Before she developed her feminine, her goddess power.
Got the feminine goddess power.
You know what I mean?
That's funny, man.
Before the yoni became sacred.
And it's hey,
Man, I'm saying that had to be the case. But you don't want to get Durham Bishop over here talking about he listened to R. Kelly. Yes, I ain't listen to that neither, man. I'm not
hey, Kelly is tripping.
R. Kelly.
Stuff they said about R. Kelly, like, bruh.
And see the thing with R. Kelly, right, is everybody was down. You know, including the parents, I'm saying. Like everybody, like all the witnesses, I'm saying this is heinous, but one thing that I don't like about the criminal court is when you use people that's even more heinous, you know what I'm saying, to, identify this person, but nah, all of y'all people who had good sense and lined all this up. All the parents was like, come on, man.
Yeah, crazy. Like when you said parents, it was a disconnect for me. Like, oh yeah, parents, where was they, bro? Hold up, the parents knew too. Like I'm like, parents, where were they at? It's like, no, the parents knew.
Some of the parents supposedly dropped the daughters off there. Like I haven't followed it closely like that, but you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It do kind of seem like one of them things. Like that happens when people is dealing with a lot of larceny, right? You got a whole bunch of people with larceny in their heart around each other, right? And they getting paid some kind of way. See, the larceny start to come out to them towards each other when that money disappears. When the money start getting low, when whatever that resource is now, people start turning on each other.
Man.
You understand what I'm saying? So as long as this money was flowing, nobody wasn't going to say nothing. Now that the
What
money's gone, everybody feels used.
what's that dude named Epstein? What was his first name?
Oh, you talking about the dude that had the island?
Yeah, R. Kelly R. Kelly thought he was him.
I don't know what he thought, man. That,
He probably went up to Bill crib and got a taste of it and was like, "Oh yeah, I need it."
see,
And tried to recreate it himself. Tripping.
the stuff what he used to deal with, uh, you know, is at that level, right? Where I don't try to rationalize it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's, with anything, right? When something don't make sense, you can't apply sense to it. Like if something, you're not going to be able to get to born, right, with something that's stupid.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
After wisdom knowledge, once you started with wisdom knowledge, the shit is going to disintegrate before you get to born. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's the same way. Like I can't, think in my mind like what would be the circumstances. Like even if we was fucked
Try
up,
to apply knowledge or try to apply logic to why he did what he did because
yeah.
everything was retarded.
If we was fucked up people, right? What would be the scenario that we would be sitting around thinking, yo,
Fiesta, fiesta.
that young girl, that young girl that your cousin, yeah. Why don't you talk to her parents, tell them, look, we gonna line her up, she gonna come over here, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna molest her, we're gonna make a couple tracks. Like that's sometimes you had to like how that conversation go. I don't understand. And I'm saying the people that's around, like I've never been in a conversation like that where somebody came and told me something like that. And like how I'm supposed to react. You see what I'm saying? I can't apply my logic to that. I can't.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter for real because it was retarded in the first place.
Keep moving. There's lots of things that I haven't, taken my time to try. Oh, we got somebody. We have somebody going live with us over here on Instagram for the first time.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Born God. Peace, black man.
Peace. Law, peace.
Peace, God.
Let me add on to the cipher about the R. Kelly stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Listen, man. Let me say it to you like this, man. It's like a lot of people set the tone for what they think, but we don't know what was going on because they was dealing with unrighteousness from the beginning. See what I'm saying? Because they was dealing with the babies, and they was dealing with unrighteousness, and they was looking at money. So now, when he stopped giving them money, now you want to start turning on them and start saying this and saying that, but you was down with it. You understand what I'm saying? All that is emphatically not culture, knowledge, power. Really, it's like word is bond. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, it's like they giving their opinions of what they have no knowledge of. So it's like everybody should just keep their mouth shut. Stop talking. And let them devils do what they do. And let them sort it out. Stop talking about it and giving their opinions about it. Because when they give opinions, they create narratives. And people so weak in their minds for what they deal with, they pick up on the narratives and they run with it and they follow it. Because we dealing with the 85%. Because most people are 85%. Even the gods that say they gods is 85%. They build powers. That's what they are. Or they 10%. They're trying to get something off of somebody else's pain. See, because they have not got rid of that weakness and that desire that lives within them to be great. See, there ain't nothing wrong with being great, dog. It's just how you go about being great. You see, that's the problem with it, is how you go about being great and what you do. Because the things that you do, you can never. It's like when you do stuff, it's like You can't get rid of the things that you do. You can't sweep it under the rug like it ain't gonna come back around and get you. Like it ain't gonna come back around and deal in the cipher. You see? Peace.
Peace.
Hey,
Now, holographics. Holographics, I ain't seen you burn in a minute. Holographics used to come over.
Built with the gods.
Yeah, holographics used to come over here and on YouTube too. But so yeah, I mean, so what is the kind of things that you're saying that you said that a lot of brothers is actually 10% or 85%, right? You know, what is
they're selling drugs. They're selling drugs to the people, and they living off of the people's pain. Talking about, oh, can't nobody tell me what to do? What you mean can't nobody tell you what to do? You supposed to tell you what to do. You supposed to do what's right, because you know what's right, period. You ain't supposed to do that. If you know that you making money off somebody else's pain, you ain't supposed to be doing that. If you say you the God of the universe. You see? Because you're the peace with magnetic. Peace means what? All confusion. So if you're the peace with magnetic and you stand in divine peace and you living for peace, then that's what's supposed to be permeating off of you. Peace, love, and happiness. How is it, all this other stuff, all these different vibrations? Emphatically, knowledge, culture, knowledge, power, God. Emphatically, knowledge, culture, knowledge, power.
What do you think is the solution for that, right? Because we know that the reality of our situation is that a lot of brothers is born into and grow up in poverty, you know what I'm saying, which leads them into that life. You know what I'm saying? The average person, if they had the power to make it different, to make their situation different, they probably would. You know what I mean? So what would you say is the solution? Because remember, a lot of these people is getting caught up in that lifestyle at a very young age before they really develop their principles or morals like that.
Well, God, it's like this, God. It's like if you know what's right, God, and you do what's right. It's just that simple. It's not like.
what's the solution? That don't sound like the solution part itself. I ain't mean to cut your wisdom or nothing, but the beginning of the answer wasn't a reply to the actual question of a solution part itself. Peace, guy.
Say again, I didn't hear you.
Now, one of the brothers on YouTube was saying that your answer wasn't
It was interacting with us as a solution.
In terms of what's the active solution that we can affect, because see, just like you said with with
I
all
can say you know what's wrong, but what's the yes? You're right. You feel me? What is the yes?
Radiate righteousness. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the people that we seeing out there now that's doing things right, they're children of the 5%. Yeah, a lot of them are. I mean, when in New York City, we've had the opportunity to see on the news, justices, supremes, knowledges, wises, you know what I'm saying, that are the perpetrators of some of these crimes that you hear about.
Well, brother, listen, brother.
Daddy.
See, it's like that. When you're dealing with that type of cycles, about the brothers, because I was in jail with some of the brothers. Like they had some up in Albany, they had it was like called the Jungle Junks or something like that. And some of the older gods, they seeds was part of that. And I was in jail with them brothers. And when I was letting Nas be born with them brothers, they was telling me like, yeah, I know this, but they was on some old, they was on some real violent shit, aggressive violence against me.
Now that's what I'm saying.
Hear me out, y'all. They was on some aggressive violent shit with me. So it's like, you know what? It's like, as far as that go, I look at it like this. I got a stick of dynamite for you. Straight up. Like, I got a stick of dynamite for you. If that's what you want to do, then we'll put you over there and blow you up and get rid of you.
Now,
straight up.
See,
all that. Hold on, God. Word is bond. Do the knowledge to this wisdom now. You know what I mean? Because word is bond regardless of who know what. It's like, yo, I love you, and you my son. And like, yo, listen, man. Listen, if I give you the science of mathematics, and you know what's right, and you continue to do what's wrong, then we got to do away with you.
Nah, but look though, hold up, wait, I gotta stop you. I gotta stop you. Hold up. I gotta stop you. Just to ask you a question. I gotta ask you 2 questions.
Go ahead.
First is, you said you was in jail with some of these people, right? So I gotta ask you, did you have the knowledge of self when you went to jail?
Yes, I did.
And number 2, I gotta ask you what you went to jail for.
What I went to jail for? I went to jail for doing something dumb.
Was you defending your family?
No.
All right then. So what I'm saying is, you kind of in the same boat with the people you saying that hit with a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, but that don't got nothing to do with letting Nas be born when you're in it, though. You see, you're saying, yo, you're kind of in the same boat.
Yeah.
Like,
See, you.
Hold on, God. Just hold on, really. Because there's too much of that. There's too much of letting that go. There's too much of casting a blind eye on shit.
Yeah, but see, God, this is the thing, God. Listen. Listen to the language. Listen to that language. Yeah, I have to say that, God, because you're talking about killing brothers, God, that I once was.
No, I'm not talking about killing nobody. I'm talking about
what you talking about? God,
dynamite. What's the stick of dynamite?
Before I dealt with a certain level of growth and development, I dealt with one unrighteousness. You see what I'm saying? And the cure was that for that, his brothers taught me. Nobody hit me with a stick of dynamite. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that what we dealing with right now, see, my solution, God, what I'm saying is that as a nation, God, we got to build stronger to make our own system, our own apparatus. You see what I'm saying? Meaning this, when we look at the Jews, right? A person could stay in the Jewish world for their entire life. A person could go to Jewish elementary school. They could go to Jewish high school. They could go to Yeshiva University. They could come out of Yeshiva University and work at Maimonides Hospital. They could work at, Feldstein and Feldstein accounting or law firm and be in that world where their culture is involved. When they're in that world, they already know, okay, we're not working on Saturday. We don't have to deal with these other people. Because see, that's what's happening. Our babies have to go into that other world to survive. We send them there to go to school. We send them there to go to work. And sometimes they get caught up in that world. Now, it's not for us, especially me, somebody who came through that, right? To say that, they not this guy. Yeah, I can agree with that they got growth and development to do. But see, when you first come into the knowledge, you just the Asiatic black man. You're not the maker of nothing. You're not the owner. You're not the cream of nothing. All of those are stages of growth and development that you go through. And then you will be God of the universe. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? But you got to let people grow and develop in their time. Because see, if everybody just supposed to come in and do the same thing the first day, then we might as well go over to 27th Street and 6th Avenue and put bow ties on. Because that's what that's about. You go there and everybody becomes a Muslim as soon as you take the Shahada and put that bow tie on. But over here, right, we go through stages of growth and development, God. That's how we do, God.
I'm not saying it like saying like it's not no process with it though. I'm saying that over the course of time, guys. See, it's not like we just talk about today. We talk about years of stuff, God.
Yeah, but that's why the years of stuff keeps happening.
Listen to this. Them brothers that I was talking about, them brothers know Allah's mathematics. Them brothers know who they are. Mm-hmm. They know exactly who they are.
Mm-hmm. But God, do not. Aren't they in jail right now paying the price for having the knowledge and not going according to it?
Great builder. I'm not going to be the man that's going to sit back, all right, and let you do all kind of stuff to me. Because I'm going to let you do all this kind of stuff because you're just going through the process of things. Emphatically, knowledge, coach, knowledge, power, God.
Well, yeah, guaranteed.
Hold on, brother.
And that sounds like life to me.
Listen, God, justice, hold on. Justice is a penalty or reward for one's deeds and actions. That's known and understood.
Lord, let me finish my thought. How many years does it take to make God?
There's no limitation in time.
Hold on, God. Hold on. It's like I hear you. This process, and I understand all that, God. But it's like we got years of this stuff. We got years of brothers saying peace, years of brothers studying mathematics, we got years of brothers knowing who they are, and years of brothers being devils. So it's like, listen, if you want to be a devil, then we gonna get rid of you. You see, fuck all the other bullshit about process. No, we gonna get rid of you. Your head gonna roll.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Because see, after following this process for 600 years, the germ became white and weak and was no more the same. So what that's saying is that there's a line that you cross where now you the devil. You're not just one of us. You're not just one of us doing the wrong thing. Now you the devil. Where's that line?
Where's that line? That line is within them.
No. You're the one that's serving the penalty. You're prescribing the line.
I'm prescribing the line?
Yeah, because you're saying that there's certain things you're not going to allow people to do around you. So that's your line that you're making.
Check this out. On the planet Earth, you got salt water and fresh water, right? Mm-hmm. And it don't mix.
Yeah, you got brackish water.
That's right. It don't mix.
Yeah, that's mixed. Fresh and what's the name is brackish.
That's the curse line. It don't mix. It bumps against each other. It don't mix. It just don't mix.
What I'm asking you,
hold on, part of self, peace. Let me add them.
What I'm asking you is where's that line in our society? Meaning, like, for me, right? For me, let me give you a good example. Let me give you an example of what I'm saying. Hold on. What I'm saying is, like, see, child molesting would be over that line for me. That would be over the line. With me, you ain't never, you better stay away from me.
What is a child molester? Tell me what a child molester is. A man that messes with a 16-year-old is a child molester?
Nah. We listen, see, that's what I'm saying. See, now you graying the line. I'm talking about someone, hold on. I'm talking about someone who sexually assaults a child under 10 years old. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, peace. That's a child molester.
Okay, now what I'm saying, hold on. Now I'm saying that's at a child molester, right? That's a line that I would say, okay, yeah, I'm with you. You want to get that nigga? Let's get him. But I'm saying, what's the other people you saying? Because some of the things you said was just people selling drugs. No, God, I'm not going to.
What I mean is this, that listen, drug dealing, it's really not even, I kind of detailed it, and I will reiterate that. And take it back. Because I kind of like with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But God, what I'm trying to get across to you is that's what you're doing with everything that you're doing.
It's really the wickedness, God. It's just the wickedness. It's the not doing what's right. See what I'm saying? That's all. It's just not doing what's right. It's like you know what's right. Do what is right, and you will get what is right. That's it. You do what's wrong, you're going to get what's wrong. That's how it goes. That's how it goes, brother. It's the Bible. Why I teach my babies, do what is right. You know that that's right to do. You know that that's right to do. And you know that that's wrong to do. Don't do it.
Yeah, but see, guys, this is what do not. What Allah form is a system for us to learn what is right. He gave us a system of principles, the supreme mathematics, the supreme alphabet, you understand what I'm saying? And a culture, right? So that we could determine what is right and exact, right? And act on that. What I'm saying is that we have to continue to develop that system. That system, okay, that was good for us mentally and emotionally. But now we got to develop that same system on a physical basis to where we had to be able to go out there and tell those young brothers, look, I got a job for you.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because you got to deal with that part of the reality that you can tell them to stop what they doing, but if they going home to starve, they not going to take into consideration what you're saying at the same rate. See? Like it's some things you got to realize when you go into these communities with high crime rates, the conditions in those communities that the children is growing up through. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is that we have to make a way to fix that. See, like you said, it's been years and years and years. So we know that the system is not going to fix it. We know it's not going to be fixed by osmosis. You know what I'm saying? So somewhere down the line, like see for instance, right? One of the things we was just talking about might have been before you came in, right? Is I ran into a lady that she got 4 box trucks. You know what I'm saying? And so there's a brother that's on here right now that he's a trucker. That's what he do. He got his truck, pick up loads, take them all around the country. You see what I mean? So now I just told him that, look, I need to put my head together with you in the next couple of days because I'm going to try to work with this lady and see if I could do something to make some money with these trucks. Now it's 4 trucks, so I can't drive all of them. So now I can go to some young brothers and say, listen, you got your license? Go to truck driving school and I can give you a gig. You see what I'm saying? And now, just from him experiencing that, you know, as a young man, now he don't get all developed into that crime life where he get to that level where you in there doing 10 years, 20 years, losing your whole life. You see what I'm saying? Because that's a tragedy on that side too. And see, we can't afford it. I'm talking about in the FOI. You see what I mean? In the military training of men and boys, we can't afford to let warriors go.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So some of them, yeah, they.
Pardon me, God.
Mm-hmm.
But you sing too now. Take one of them on the music next. Take one of them music next. And I got some muling too and all that. I got some muling in the car. Go downstairs, take them key, go downstairs and look at the car, look at the glove compartment, get that muling down there. It's a box that says muling on it. It's right here. Go downstairs and go get the muling out of the glove. I'm gonna get the muling and get that mucinex and all that. Yeah, go ahead, just go. Pardon me, God, go ahead, go.
Mm-hmm. I mean, basically, that's what I was saying. Is that, you know, a lot of those people that you see out there in the street, right, is misguided warriors. So you gotta remember, just in general, right, a lot of us is prisoners of war. Whether we lost battles to other brothers because the Europeans came and gave them guns and cannons, or whether we lost battles to the Europeans, a lot of us is prisoners of war. And you put them in a tight situation, they react like warriors. So that's what you see going on in the streets of Chicago, streets of LA, streets of Bronx and Brooklyn, right? You seeing warriors training other warriors, you know what I'm saying, how to react like a warrior in these situations.
No, that's real talk. I got shot 3 months ago. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk. I got shot 3 months ago. I mean, there's no really than that.
So what you're saying is correct, because at the end of the day, you know, where these people, where some of our brothers is doing this negativity at is in our communities. You know what I'm saying? Like this summer, we had, I think about maybe at least 5 or 6. I'm talking about babies, like 5 years and under, that got shot.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Over
saying?
there?
In New York.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and it's all kind of shit going on up here.
What's that, Albany?
Yes.
All right.
It's all kind of embellishment and wicked nonsense with the brothers who don't want the water
God.
to good news.
This is what I'm saying, God.
It's like I hear what you're saying, God.
We discussed this on this channel a lot. See, God, you can't just.
Hold on, God. Let me say this. It goes back to that old saying. You can bring a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You can bring the water to the horse, but you can't make him drink the water. See what I'm saying? So it's incumbent upon each man to qualify himself in his life.
Right. And see, that's why, and look, that's what you could do. See, like you said, the water is the wisdom. So you can put the water there. If the horse don't want to drink, let him run his ass around on his stupid ass mission for a while, and then he'll get thirsty and come back and drink that wisdom.
Can I add on to his dilemma though? Because my add on to his dilemma is this, man. We not here to help the dead die. We help the living live.
Okay, what you saying?
Oh, hey man, those people who want to die, man, we're here to let them people die. Those who want to live, we're here to help them live. And I'm not saying it like not caring. I'm saying that's what another 5% said. I ain't make this up myself. This is what a 5% from the 70s said. Like I seen the old school video. He was like, he said, man, we here to help those who want to live. It's people out there, young brothers, youngsters who want the knowledge of themselves, and that's who we need to be focused on, man. And then it's like people out here making mistakes. It ain't nobody out here who ain't made no mistake that we ain't made, man. So we don't need to be out here judging people talking about they need to be taken out. Now, if they did something personally to you, directly to you, that's life, brother. You feel me? Now, if somebody shot you 5 times, like somebody shot me 5 times, I can't tell you what to do. Like, oh yeah, don't touch him, God. We're all about peace, God. Like, that's your life, man. But like at the end of the day, it's like, how well are you teaching and how well are you not teaching? And I'm not saying that to judge you, but that's why a lot of people be angry because they ain't really doing much. We only as angry as how ineffective we are as far as the problem go. Now, if you always around children and your children can tell you about knowledge and the children that's around your children, period, always walking up to you, love you, talking about peace and all that, you ask them who the original man is and they tell you the original man. They're like, oh, they the original man. And they can tell you the Asiatic black man. You're not so worried about what's going on because you understand that you see the future. The future is right in front of your eyes. The future is right in your hands. Like when you holding the baby, the future is in your hands, right? Like, and you see the future in your hands. So, we only as aggravated about the problem as ineffective as we are. Like, that's what I realized because I used to be mad as hell too. But that's because I really didn't understand how to get through to people. But then it was like I was trying to get through to the wrong people at the wrong time. Wisdom out of season ain't gonna bear no fruit. And what I mean by that is like give a depiction of that. It's like trying to grow a garden in the middle of winter. It's some people, man, they not ready to listen, man, and they're not even there yet, developed on that level. Like we all at different parts of development. And then some people you might have walked right past them who was ready to hear that, And so it's people like whoever look up to you, that's who you start with, and that's who you can see. That's how you can see who even to build with. But me, I build everybody. I could be at the stove and I know how to spark up a build. The way I spark up a build is I say something I know somebody go ask a question about. I go to the cash register, yo, let me get $10 on the knowledge pump. Let me get $10 on the build destroy pump. Like, man, what are you talking about? Oh, then I got a chance to go and build. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. But the one thing I wanted to add on, right, is that you can't create a vacuum. You just can't do it. You can't create a vacuum in space, and you can't create a vacuum of positive and negative. You know what I'm saying? And so anytime you take something away, it's going to be replaced by something. You understand what I'm saying? And the only way to ensure that is, if you take away negativity, it's not going to be replaced by more negativity, is for you to replace it with positivity. You see what I'm saying? See, because you know, you can have a person, they could be addicted to pills, right? Oxycodone. They're like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna get off oxycodone by getting on fentanyl. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you replaced it with something worse. That's what I'm saying. Do something. You know, you got to take yourself out of that world. You got to replace all the activity that you was doing. You understand what I'm saying? You got to replace the ideas, the mentality. You see what I mean?
That's real talk.
That you had, you got to replace that with positivity. You
That's
can't
real talk.
say, yo, we going to stop these people from doing negative and don't think it's not going to be another group of motherfuckers that's going to come through and do worse. Because when we look in our communities, we see how that's happened time and time again. Where there's blocks in New York that they've been, you know, drug blocks since my father's time. You understand what I mean? And that's because every time they come and arrest this crew of people, another crew of people come out.
You know what happened though, God? What happened that messed everything up? They took STEM and STEAM up out of the schools, where we can be constructive with our hands and we can put our creativity towards something. We go to school and learn something where we could do something at home and make some money and make something and build things. They took all of that away.
Mm-hmm. Right, but see, we have to establish.
We got to put it back in the homes.
We have to establish that in our homes.
No, real talk. We got to put, because see, no, the reason what made me think about that is that you said, what's the solution? And I was thinking the same thing, but you had said it.
Divine, hold on a second.
Listen, can't nobody take that away from you. Can't nobody do nothing you don't let them do. All right? It's like, listen, you gotta stand for what is true. Listen, the truth don't need you. You need the truth. Remember that. The truth stands alone. These sayings, they've been said for years and years and years, since the years of yore. Okay? The truth, it stands alone. You have to reconnect to it. It's there. You gotta get with it. It don't get with you. Okay?
I ain't got no arguments with that.
Listen, look at it, man. Look at it, really. Because it's like, listen, I'm gonna teach minds, man. I'm gonna teach minds righteousness, period. We gonna live right and exact.
Everybody ain't got a father in the home.
Hey, listen, that's what I'm saying. Brothers gotta be talking about the lessons, or the Muslim lessons. Yeah. Because the Muslim, remember, the Muslim was a name given to the one who strayed away. He had to come back because he lost himself. So he had to come back. He had to start somewhere. So it was Islam, it was Muslim where he started at. And after he becomes God, see, that's the reward for being a Muslim. You become God, you become Allah. When you're Muslim, that's the reward. You see what I'm saying? That's the path you gotta walk. You gotta go through it. It's hard. Remember what it says, either in the wrong direction or hard, either in the right direction. Easy is synonymous with wrong, and hard is synonymous with right. See what I'm saying? See, people got it twisted up in their mind. See, their desires are weighing them down every day. Just like depression, just like the gravity that's weighing us down. The desires weigh us down. The things we desire in our hearts, things we want in life. See, we let those things weigh us down. And we're afraid to live. We're afraid to be ourselves around other people. People say, no, I ain't this, like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. It shows and proves. How does it show and prove? Because you're mad at me for doing what I'm doing. You're mad at me.
Hold on, we got somebody here, JH86.
Yeah,
You got
Take one and take some of that mucinex, because the mucinex is gonna bring the mucus out of you.
Would you like to come on the?
Clean that room in there. Clean it and keep it clean.
How many people could come on the live on? How many people could come on the live on Instagram at the same time?
Take both of them.
Because we got another brother here.
Swallow it.
All right.
Swallow it.
Hi.
I'm just dealing with the seed over here, man. You know what I mean? Because he don't understand.
All right, he's in right now. Peace.
Now, dealing with the understanding of the term Muslim means one who submits their will to Allah.
Indeed. Hey, true indeed. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Before they said what? And why does Islam renew its history every 25,000 years? Or they answered to that list and said, the Holy Quran and the Bible was written by Allah, the original black man from Asia. Now, if I'm Allah, in the first letter in our spring alphabet, say what? May Allah. And Muslim is only mentioned 17 times in 120. 1.7 is 8 and build or destroy. So they have to build and add on. You have to build and add on. The truth is the light. Our lessons teach us that supreme mathematics and supreme alphabets are the key. Allah did not subscribe for us to be Muslims. Allah subscribed for us to be gods. So, brother, I didn't say nothing about those subscriptions. I know you didn't say that, but there's only So when you're dealing with the understanding of divine knowledge, you gotta deal with the understanding of divine wisdom. Because you can't have one without the other. I know a lot of gods, right? They claim they supreme being, but half of them junkie niggas can't put dope down. But you God. That's what we need to be discussing as 5%ers. The 16th degree central of the 5% on the poor part of the planet. I know if y'all notice my bills, I always attack dope heads. Why? Because I went 6 years, I've been going 6 years sober, right? And I realized something, right? A lot of niggas don't understand the first degree in supreme mathematics. And the root of the supreme mathematics is knowledge. And we always say, knowledge is to know, look, listen, observe, learn, and respect. Most these junkie niggas don't respect sober gods. And if you're sober, they looking at you like you're religious. How y'all see that? Let me say this to you. Let me say this first. All right, listen. Can't nobody tell me peace, Allah, peace, Allah. Do the knowledge to the wisdom and get a clear understanding, dog. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna do it. If I wanna do it, I'm gonna do it. Hold on. What you happening to sound? It's not always. Brother, hold on, brother. Do the knowledge to the wisdom and get a clear understanding. Don't say nothing. Hear what I'm saying and listen to it. Do both at the same time and get a clear understanding. Don't go to bed. Hold on, God. Ain't nobody telling me what I'm doing. If you want to smoke dope, you can smoke dope. That's your business. Same with God. That ain't a fucking righteous shit. Hold on, brother. See, brother, what I'm trying to tell you, brother, is this, brother. Is listen, man. It's incumbent upon you to understand yourself. Not me understand you. It's you understand you. And me understand me. And him understand him. And we put it together. That's how we go. We all live here together, but we're individuals here together. That's the uniqueness of it. Is that we gotta do it ourselves. Period. That's the bottom line. Don't come here and talk about what somebody gotta do. You can't tell me what to do. Period.
All right, now hold on. Wait. Wait. Hold on. Because you, wait a minute.
So I'm gonna let you say everything you want to say, right? And I'm gonna tell you again. Allah's here, right here. Okay? I take care of mine. You don't take care of mine. You don't wipe my ass when I take a shit.
All right. How do we pause this? I need to learn how to mute. I don't know how this works over here yet on Instagram. How do I mute someone?
I'm gonna tell you again. Don't say nothing. Let me just don't say nothing. Listen, ain't nobody telling me nothing. Don't try to tell me nothing. You want to build, let's build. You want to add on to the cipher, you want to share, let's share. But don't try to tell me nothing about what I'm doing, how I'm doing.
All right, now hold on. God, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah, Guy, you've been talking for a minute. I just want to ask you a question. Because a minute ago, you were saying that brothers that do negative, that their excuse is, can nobody tell me what to do? And you was talking about how no, in fact, everybody has to be accountable to righteousness, right? In the nation. But see, right now, what you're saying is you don't have to be accountable. I'm saying there's some inconsistency there. No, that's specifically what you said, that can't nobody tell you how to build. Yeah, but God, a lot of things you're saying, you're contradicting yourself. Because yes, you are. You're saying that everybody's an individual. So if you're an individual, then what do you need to be worried about what I'm selling for? If I'm selling drugs or if I'm doing robberies, what is it your business then if we all individuals?
Listen. Do the knowledge of this wisdom. What I'm saying is this, is that each person has righteousness in them. That's the germ that's in you. You know what I'm saying? That's your nature. You're God by nature, which is righteous.
Now cycle.
That's right.
Now cycle. What was here first? God or nature?
Who was here first? God of God. Okay,
so how are you God by nature? That means that nature, hold on. That means that nature is making you God.
Physical, God. I'm talking about the physical. I'm talking about flesh.
What's that got to do with anything? What's that? So wait a minute.
You say what does that have to do with it? You live in the flesh.
You saying that God is only the body?
How do you do your work?
With my mind.
With your mind?
Yeah.
How do you do it? How do you do it with your mind?
I work through my body.
No, real talk. That's actual fact. The body is a sensory perceptory organ, guy. Like that's something that's like that's used by a remote controller. The body ain't the remote.
No, that's false, God. Okay, God, where you at right now? God, where you at right now? You in Albany, right? So what are we doing? What are we doing talking? And my body is in New York City. See, no. You got to understand about ideas, God. People's ideas. God, hold on. Is Elijah Muhammad a part of this conversation?
No, sir.
Then what we doing talking about 120 if he's not a part of this conversation? What are we talking about 120 if he's not a part of this conversation? When you say something that's out of 120, you speaking his words. So he's a part of this conversation. How is he able to transcend that? Through ideas, God. Through supreme energy. Stop it, man.
Yeah, we ain't just our body, man.
But nobody still hasn't. We're looking for the brother Lamel. Lamel still needs to come in and explain to us how there's no gravity. We got just anywhere. Well, he needs to. Well, look, I let him explain it. I'm under the impression that it's gravity, so I can't explain.
Emphatically, knowledge, culture, knowledge, power. Ain't nobody gonna explain no nonsense like that.
I mean, that's what he said he could do. He said,
How? Show prove that ain't no gravity. What you mean? We ain't on the moon. Ain't no gravity on the moon. It's gravity on Earth.
Actually, it's gravity on the moon too. It's just less gravity.
What gravity on the moon, God?
The gravity on the moon is 1/3 that of the planet Earth. Just like the mass of the moon is one.
So you can stand on the moon?
What you mean? Could you stand on it?
So me and you stand on the moon without weights.
Yeah.
How? We gonna stand? We gonna fall off of that piece?
No, you're just going to be lighter. Like if you step on a scale.
I'll put it to you like this. I don't have no knowledge of that.
Let me ask you a question. Is there rocks on the moon?
I don't know.
Is there sand on the moon?
I don't know.
Okay, what does the moon consist of?
The moon consists of the planet Earth.
Okay, and what does the planet Earth consist of?
Rocks and all that type of stuff.
Okay, so why are the rocks not floating off of the moon if there's no gravity?
I got you.
See, some things you got to look at what's happening. You look at the pudding, you see the proof. See,
I got you, brother.
that's how you be able to tell
I got you, brother.
things that can't be detected by the naked eye. See, you can't detect the fine mist going up, but see when it rains, then you can tell.
Yep.
Hold on for a second. Life, let me try to get you in the Life is trying to get to the link. Let me try to link Life in. Hold on. Oh, we got brilliant elevation. Hold on, everybody. Now listen, on Instagram, everybody hold fast real quick. I gotta try and maneuver. Yesterday we got cut off. If we get cut off, I'm coming right back on. But let me try and maneuver real quick so I can get the what is this?
The guy said a whole lot of wisdom and not a lot of knowledge going on.
In there. So hold on one second.
Man, the thing is, man, sometimes, okay, let's say that we ask somebody a simple question like 2 + 2, right? And then they don't get the answer, and then people start laughing. The thing is, I'm not finna tell him it's 4 because I'm not helping him, right? Like, I might have my own question that I got asked that I'm still working on, even though I did laugh. Like, ain't nobody perfect, you feel me? So, I see the process, what's going on. We gotta let people learn for themselves. Like, yeah, certain questions gonna be a simple answer. Like, okay, with the solution thing.
Hold on for 1 second.
Okay, Pete.
Life, that's the link right there. You click that link, that's how you come on the live. Is Supreme Man still in there? Is Supreme Man still in here? Pretty sure Supreme Man's ready to click the link. Yeah. I had to say, listen, Instagram is dope. Instagram.
Oh, you listen.
Instagram gave us a good class. I didn't even look. I was just waiting for Lamel.
Got exercise with that sand, that rock stuff. I like that.
With that.
That's the science, God. That's right.
But yeah, we gotta come on Instagram. We gotta come on Instagram more often.
What it is, it ain't the same pressure as here. Like you said, it's some gravity, but it ain't the same pressure that's on the planet Earth. Why find knowledge more? We know and understand that the Earth makes an orbit, the moon makes an orbit around the Earth. But it doesn't spin, it doesn't have an axis because it doesn't have a core. It doesn't have the same thing that's inside of the Earth. It doesn't. Oh no. Because the moon comes from the Earth. It doesn't come from the same place that all the other 9 planets came. No, sir. You know, it doesn't have that same core. Like that stuff that's inside of all them other planets, like Mercury and Jupiter, and all that stuff has the same core that Earth has. See what I'm saying? From the sun. It has the same stuff in it. But the moon doesn't have that stuff in it. So that's why it doesn't do what the Earth and the Jupiter and all them planets do. It doesn't do the same thing. No, sir. No, sir, it doesn't. We can build about that moon too. And that black woman and the vertical and horizontal and all that stuff too.
Oh man, we
Yeah.
hold up, dude.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to do? I don't know. YouTube. Do we want to go down that rabbit hole?
Have we been to the moon? You been there?
Now, go ahead. Well, fill us in there.
You been there to know that knowledge is the foundation.
Would you say the moon and the black woman and
the vertical and the horizontal?
Right, yeah, all that.
Yeah, the cross and all that stuff that y'all don't privy with.
I mean, I don't know if I'm privy to that. You saying?
It's like I hear a lot of Elijah Muhammad said, and the Father said.
Nah, bruh. Like you said, I just proved to you that there's gravity without saying nothing about Elijah Muhammad or Allah.
Hold on, brother, because it's like the Father. Did he learn from the honorable Elijah Muhammad?
Listen, well, hold on. You can't see right there, but we fucks with Elijah over here.
I can see it. I can see it.
We fucks with Elijah over here around the Jews.
I know that you do, God. See, I'm not gonna listen. One thing I ain't gonna do is try to act like I know more than you, because I don't. I don't know a speck of nothing. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I'm just living my life, and I'm learning as I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning through trial and error. You know, I read books, I read books. But it's like I know a lot of brothers, they read a lot of books. And they try to come and be like, yeah, I'm like, yo, man, like, what's up? Like, what's inside must come out. All that stuff on them books, that's on the outside. Like they come from other people's ideas and all that. But what's inside of you? Like, what's inside of you?
Well, see,
what's inside?
It depends on, if you're using what you're reading correctly, right? That knowledge is going to bring something out of you. You see what I'm saying? When you read, it's like when you read the lessons, you read about righteousness, right? And what's right and wrong, and you see the actual definition of devilishment, telling lies, stealing, trying to master people. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you know, once you realize what you're doing, then that'll bring something out of you. You see what I'm saying? Now, you're right. If a person is just sitting there and they just absorbing all this knowledge and wisdom, and it's never coming to their understanding because they're not putting none of it in activation, you know what I mean? Then, yeah, you could have fucking read the comics and did the same shit.
Great builder. You are the great builder. Is your name Allah's Fruit?
Yeah, Large Fruit is the Instagram channel. Over here on, my name is Darkim Be Allah. You know what I'm saying? Over here on YouTube, we on Darkim Be AllahChrist is the channel over here. I'm thinking about changing the name of the channel to the Medicine Cabinet.
The Medicine Cabinet.
Yeah, the Medicine Cabinet. Because it fits in a lot of ways.
It does. That's a nice name. That's what we are.
If
medicine for these sickness.
But see, if you watch the channel for long enough, you keep watching, you will see that the sicknesses that we have to deal with sometimes, we need the high-powered shit. We need the Thorazine
Yeah,
Yeah,
we need the penicillin and all that.
we can't just use like a little Advil. That's not what we make.
No. We need penicillin, nah. We need penicillin. We gotta shoot them with the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They wicked, real wicked. I'm talking about wicked in their hearts and their minds, wicked.
You see, this is another thing you gotta remember, right? You got a scale of justice. So see, it could be all this wickedness around us, right? But what is the righteousness that we putting on the scale?
Right.
Because when it's certain people, right, just you know how it's just that person that, you know, when this person come around, all the negative people just leave. Because they know that this person is about so much righteousness that they not gonna cooperate with none of the shit they doing.
That's me.
And see, this is what I'm saying. See, now look, at the same time, what's gonna happen is all those people that's about righteousness is gonna start to come towards you. And see, if you're doing the right thing, then y'all gonna begin to outnumber the wicked. See, that's another thing that Allah taught. You know, I don't get too much into what Allah said, but that was how it came to me, you know what I'm saying, was that one of the things Allah said was that to destroy the devil, we gotta outnumber. You understand what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why we're supposed to be producing babies mentally as well as physically. So you know, sometimes you gotta look at that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever atmosphere you in, maybe you have to be producing a higher frequency, even higher frequency, because see, that's something about life and about being the best is that sometimes it takes a little bit more than what you thought it was. Like when you first sat there and you waited and judged, you like, all right, boy, that's how I'm gonna do it. See, that's why a lot of people is not successful in some things. You see what I mean? Just like see me and God be working out. You know what I'm saying? And we might sit there and say, yo, yeah, we're gonna do 10 sets, boom, whatever. Then we might get up 7, 8 sets and shit. It's like, damn, son, you need a little more rest than 20 sets now and shit. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is a little bit harder today than what we was thinking when we got into the action. You see what I'm saying? And so in life, a lot of people fail because they stop right before they give up, right before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hold on, let me get this.
Let me put this in your pipe. Let me put this wisdom in your pipe that I was thinking. Right? I was thinking about something, right? And you know how they talk about aliens and all that, right? And they coming from different planets and all that type of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do the knowledge of this wisdom. I was reading a couple things. I read a couple stuff, the things here and there, the meat potatoes. I was messing around different pots. And I thought about it. I said, well, you know what? I said, them aliens, what that really is that's the devil, that they found out our secrets. And they was able to build different crafts and stuff. And they've been flying out there in outer space for mad years. And they coming back. And they be using our science, and our science be mutating them.
Wait, hold on. Let me, God, the password is 498499. Now, who you said is morphing? You said somebody changing into something else?
Listen, let me say this, God. Mm-hmm. Them devils. That's them devils, God. Them devils, listen, when they be seeing grays, they be seeing different stuff. That's because that's them devils, God. Them devils that mutated into different stuff because they had our science. Remember, they've been here for 6,000 years. And they got our secrets. They got our science. There was people that taught them our science. They've been using it. See what I'm saying? They be using our science. They probably took it and traveled outside of the planet and went different places. But you know, wherever you go, you gotta take air, water. You gotta take that stuff with you. You can't just go nowhere off this planet and think you're gonna live somewhere else. You come from Earth. In order for you to sustain life, you gotta have what Earth sustains you with. So if you traveling all out there for these different years and all these different places, going to these different places, you gotta have the Earth with you. And these white people probably that's what I think, dog. That's how I draw it up. Like all these different alien, different stuff people be saying, them white people, man. Them ain't nothing but white people that come from this planet. Word is phone. And they got our secrets and they using them to keep themselves going and all that type of stuff. And they just coming back trying to manipulate and use that same devil with that old devil that Yaku had taught them. Just telling lies, still have a master original. It's the same old thing. Ain't nothing changed. So nothing changed under the sun. However, if you leave outside of the sun and you're able to be in a craft or something that can travel out there and you're not dealing with the laws of the sun, then you ain't gonna die like that. Because you know the sun deteriorates you. So if you're able to get off planet and travel all around, you can stay alive for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not under the sun. Well, just some things I think about God. That's all.
Yeah, I let that resonate because see me, I'm one of the people that look. I ain't even mastered New York City yet. You know what I'm saying? So I don't worry about being out of space and who's coming from outer space and going out of space. I just threw it out there. I got a master right here. There's 196,940,000 is busting my ass right now. so I get this.
Sound effects, man. This channel needs sound effects.
You seen the aliens? Nah, God, I seen crafts and things like that. God, I seen them.
All right. Well, yeah.
My baby seen them, God. Listen, God, my baby seen them, God. You know what I mean? They seen them. You know what I mean? So I understand that the government got stuff that they mess around with. Different governments all across the world, all across the planet Earth got things that they messing with. You know what I'm saying? But how they got them things is because they've been dealing with them.
That's me. Well, hold on for a second, though. Hold on for a second. We got another question in the room. Right here. Let's give the Queen a chance right here to ask her question. What does the 5% think of numerology and astrology in conjunction with the lessons? Well, see, the problem you're going to run into with numerology and astrology, right, is if you try to come up with another cause for all things except the black man.
Hey, type the password for him, guy.
Saying, oh, the password is 498499, right?
498499.
Yeah, type it in the what's the name form. I can't type right now. 498499.
There you go, guy. I got it.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the issue.
Peace to the guy.
Start dealing with astrology. You saying that because of these things, that's once you get to that newspaper level, where you're saying that things is happening, you know what I'm saying, because of all these outside forces, then you start to leave off of what the 5% is teaching. You see what I mean? Yeah. The science, when you're dealing with these things, when you're dealing with astrology and things of that nature, you know, if you're dealing with the science of, when you in tune with nature, right? Like when I was a kid, he was my cousin, but he was like leave off of what the 5% is teaching. You see what I mean? Science, when you deal with things, when you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying? So when I was a kid, right, my cousin, he showed me that at 12 o'clock, right, that you could tell it was 12 o'clock because you could stand directly on your shadow. Like your shadow, you didn't cast no shadow because the sun is directly overhead. You see what I'm saying? So that's the type of thing that you could use to measure your life. You see what I'm saying? If you in tune with how the sun and the moon is moving and how the earth and everything, you in tune with that, then you know, okay, it's time to grow my crops now. It's time to plant my seeds. You see what I mean? Or it's time to get my crops out the field. You see what I mean? Or it's time for us the next time we kill an animal, we're gonna need to make some coats and shit out of the what's the name, because we're in tune with our atmosphere. You see what I mean? See, the astrology, you can't look at it as something as, you know, you looking at outer space. See, right here on the planet Earth, this the universe too. We not really down. We all out here. You see what I'm saying? And so understanding astrology as we a part of everything that's working, right, in the heavens, right? That's one thing. You see what I'm saying? When you seeing the mathematics at work within the sun, moon, and stars. We teach about the sun, moon, and stars. But, you know, once you get to, you know, it's July 7th, so you're going to find love today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And, you know, numerology a lot is based on Pythagoras. You know, they understood that we have principles assigned to the steps and stages and the numbers. You see what I mean? And so you see that throughout, they was constantly taking our principles, right? Whether it was the pantheon of gods, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was writing, whether it was whatever, they was taking our principles, right, and applying them. You see what I'm saying? And so numerology is really kind of like a Pythagorean thing. You know what I mean? That I don't know if you ever heard this story before, but when you deal with we talked about this a couple times on the YouTube channel, that the word rational comes from the word ratio, because in the Pythagorean system, Pythagoras was teaching that everything in the universe could be communicated in irrational numbers in mathematics. You know what I'm saying? And then one day, one of his students came up with a number that didn't fit into that system that he was saying, and that's what became irrational numbers. But when you deal with being rational and irrational in terms of your thinking or not thinking, that's based on the Pythagorean system. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, you don't want to, it's just one of them things where it's like, yeah, you can look in the Bible and find the signs, but I'd rather just, you know, 120 is straightforward. So that's why you know, you're not going to see us really dealing with numerology. But if you got more questions on that, go ahead. So we're going to bring life in now.
Peace.
Peace to God. You
might be muted. Sound like you muted.
Yeah, you gotta unmute yourself, like.
Peace. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, peace to the gods and earth. This is the God life of law. I've been listening for a while, God. You already know how I get it in, man. We 81 gods from the old era where standards was taken care of. So I want to ask the God this. I'm talking about the brother that was talking about certain things in reference to, well, you know, no one can tell him nothing. If Allah was here in a physical form, he told you, right, that what you saying ain't right and exact, you gonna tell Allah that he can't tell you nothing? Remember Ezekiel 3, verse 18. We give brothers warnings, right? And we express that direct. We don't got time for excuses and lollygagging because we know when we dealing with that type of science, we dealing with has-beens, right? Has-beens mean what you used to do and not what you're doing now. Now, when you deal with the science of the 38th degree, if you understand how to build, it tells you something in there that you got to show and prove and not fall victim to the devil's civilization. Period. Right? That's if you understand how to build. And build means when you add these numbers up, 3 and 8, have you not heard your word is bond? Therefore, what comes out your mouth, right, has to be shown and proven by not you just speaking on it, but you got to walk that reality. You know what I mean? Each and every day, 25 hours a day. Now, in my time, right, for those that know me, I educated C.I. Kill, one of our most great brothers in this nation. He's passed away now. And I've trained and taught many others in the military. And I've been around a lot of the elder gods. You know what I mean? Allah Real. You know what I mean? Duma, El Nahim. You know what I mean? Wise Jamel. I've been around these gods. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. So what I'm saying is, God, that brother that's been speaking, or any other brother or sister on the line, right? The example or what the remedy is to that first question, well, how do we handle this? There was a time where we gave you a universal smackdown, first verbally. Then we put the hand of God on you so you can understand how everything is real. That's how I got it in 81. You know what I'm saying? Now we in 2021 and artificial intelligence, and we're not dealing with Allah's intelligence. Allah, as it relates to arm, a leg, arm, head, mean one, and that's complete. He ain't gonna give you no excuses. He ain't gonna give you no skips and dips. He gonna tell you the truth and shame the devil. And if he's wrong, he gonna speak on that, right? And if he don't know what he's supposed to do, keep his mouth shut and listen. This is not about who know more, who know less. Right now, the young brothers and sisters out here need us to show them what it is to be, to exist as a true and living God, a true and living earth. We lost a lot of serious earths the other day, a lot of serious gods the other day. That means we got to fill big man and big women's shoes. But motherfuckers want to wear sneakers. Nah, you got to put in your grown man shoes, right? And then you got to show and prove that you're a man. You know what I mean? And yes, if I do something wrong, I expect my brothers, who's my brother's keeper, to tell me, yo, get that shit cleaned up, life. Because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the same thing to him. I'm going to do the same. If even right now, if Darkim is doing something right, not right and exact, regardless of what his stature is, regardless of who you know, as his big brother, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take him to the side and say, yo, God, you know that science that you just dropped? That shit you just said is not right and exact. Let me show you why it's not right and exact. I take him through the lessons. I take him through wherever it is to show him so he can see it for himself. Then I tell him, now, do the knowledge and come back to me and let's discuss it after you do your research. Because we take no one or nothing on face value. This is why I don't come in the name of. I come in the mind of. Because many people deceive those in the name. You know what I'm saying? Hiding behind shit. You know what I'm saying? In this day and time, we don't got time for that. We got to still pay homage to our elder brothers and sisters that's still here. Because guess what? We the next wave. I'm power culture years old. I'll be power next month on the Wisdom God Day. Therefore, I got to show and prove my power double time by being that example based upon the 37th degree. When they tell you Allah seen, well, what is Allah seen doing? Right? It ain't about talking. It's about what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't ready to do it, then sit on the side and watch the true and living gods do it then. And there's only a few of us left. And what I mean by that is that when I came up in this, we had duty, dedication, discipline, and determination. We had a standard. And if you didn't meet that standard, you couldn't be around us, God. You couldn't stand around us. Matter of fact, you couldn't be on the same corner with us back then. And I got it from the originators that put hands on you just in case you think the hand of God ain't real. You know what I mean? Now, that's one of the remedies that we can use by holding brothers accountable and responsible. We're not saying that a brother shouldn't do what he got to do to eat. Everybody got to go out there and find a way. But when you say you God, there's a certain standard you must live by. And based upon if you understand how to build properly, as I was taught by the elder gods who taught me, you better understand that degree seriously and not fall victim to nothing, to nobody. And that's how you make your word bond so that you can be complete as an upright man and a citizen of not these United States, but of the civilization of what we call a nation. And if we're not doing that, we need to get back to do that. You know what I mean? We need to correct brothers ever. So I wanted to say that. And here's the last thing I'm going to say too. Today's degree is talking about the founder. We talked about gravity, right? That gravity is the force of pulling people together, right? Bringing it close to, right? Allah did that through his sons and daughters in the early days. What are we doing now? We caught up in the devil's reality and pushing each other away because of our own egos and our pride. Leave that shit alone. Remember who the founder was. What did it talk about? Playing with two pieces of steel, right? That means one man who thinks he's smarter than the other. Collectively, we are the greatest. When we separate, we already know how the devil is made. When you separate, you know what I'm saying? We got to come together now and stop all the bickering and backering and all that. If you don't know, then let somebody who do know show you, prove it, and then you research it, and now you know. Now, going to this astrology thing that the God was talking about to the sister. First of all, my lesson says study the science of everything in life. Everything. Therefore, when you talk about astrology and numerology, you're talking about the what? The language of the universe, which is nothing more than mathematics. Period. It ain't nothing, ain't no spookism on it. But the Western man has put that spell on you and how you thinking about animals every 12 months. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with the science of connectivity because everything in us is the universe. And when you and I verse and we become one in conversation and we become one in thought, then there is no disagreement because only fools disagree because someone's lacking proper understanding so it could be understood by the many. Now, any questions? Anybody got any questions?
As we build it, I was just thinking, like, I think that's it. I think we ended on that note right there.
You know what I'm saying, God? You already know where I come from. You know my tree. We don't play no games. We don't got time for that. You know what I'm saying?
Got an accurate drop. Yeah, that's an accurate drop. That look, he just hit the X. We just like look, all the other bomber planes can go back now.
So my other point, man, today's victory, man. We got to be victorious by bringing our wisdom together so that we can have a culture that's manifesting a serious reality in a day and time. Remember, the devil's working overtime, man. He doing this shit daily. Look what he doing. Got us at 6. You can't be at 6. If you add knowledge, you got to be at 7 at all times. And remember, Yaqub didn't build prison houses for his people. When one fell victim to the law, the penalty was what? Death. Yeah. Motherfuckers is deaf, meaning they not listening. That's one thing. You got to learn to listen and listen to learn, right? And then you got to what? Be the example of what greatness looks like, man. You know what I mean? Without saying a word, right? Because if you are walking that walk, everybody gonna see God. Here's a question. I got some of the viewers out there. How do you show and prove the 5th degree in the 1 to 14? That Jesus did not teach Christianity. How do you prove it?
He wasn't walking around with a Bible. How was he walking around with a Bible about himself?
All right. This is how you prove it, God. Because we don't get caught up in the Bible. We know that that's 66 books.
I'm saying, how was he walking around?
The Bible came after Jesus, right? As it relates to certain doctrines.
Indeed.
Right? All right. So we know 6 and 6 is 12, right? Therefore, there's a lack of understanding of what these books really represent. And there was books taken out of the Bible, as you know, from the Nicene Council and Constantinople and all of them, because they didn't want the people to know the real Gnostic, the secret knowledge with the black man is God. That was the secret knowledge, right? All right, this is how you prove the power degree in the 1 to 14. Because in the first degree in the 1 to 40 says, who made the Holy Quran or Bible? How long ago? And when you tell us why does Islam renew its history maybe 25,000 years? That would mean if you wrote something, you got to go back to what you wrote, right? You got to research. So now take it to the Gospel of Thomas and read the first 7 scriptures. The first 7, Jesus tells you, a righteous brother who's a prophet by the name of Jesus tells you that if you don't know yourself and know that you're the sons of the true and living God, you know what I'm saying? Then you will be in poverty, right? You got to know who you are for real. Ain't no guessing. Now, there ain't no benefit in doubting. Ask anybody who had a doubt. Was there a benefit in it? No, right? So if you say you God, don't say you God. Be God, period. Be that. And if you can't be that, then be the 85. Be an expert 85er then. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, who lack understanding, right? Who lacks mastery, right? Who has no power to build, so he's a slave of a mental death, and at the same time, hard to be led in the right direction. Why did Musa have a hard time civilizing the devil in the 2000 BC? Because he was acting like the 85 at one time himself. You know what I'm saying? So how can another 85 who's pretending to be God, a 5%er, go up to an 85 when you just finished robbing the motherfucking bank 2 days ago, and now you telling me to be civilized? That's the contradiction like the God was talking about. You know what I'm saying? Brothers got to realize what comes out their mouth, that's a double-edged sword. You know what I'm saying? And we know in Muhammad's time what was used. We're going to use your words against you and take your own head. You know what I'm saying? So be thoughtful about what comes out your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Because if it ain't right and exact, I know for a fact, the true and living gods, we ain't going to have you just come out and say anything you want to say and think it's okay. You know what I mean? That's what it is. And like I said, I've been around a long time. I haven't said nothing much. I've just been doing the knowledge. I've been watching, right? Because you got to watch before you what? Before you manifest. You got to do the knowledge before you add on, right? So you can know how to add on so it makes sense out of nonsense. You know what I mean? The only way we're going to be victorious, God, at this point in time, we got to get back to our foundation. Brothers got to know their foundation. They got to know their history. They got to know what's going on, and they got to be checked on it. And if they're not worthy of that, then they don't need to belong to this, God. Bottom line, you know what I mean? That's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? It's not a life thing. It's the reality of what we say and what we do as true and living gods on earth. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I'm just adding on, man, because I don't really speak a lot, but when I do, I get excited. You know why? It's because it's been a minute, man. You know what I mean? I've dealt with a few deaths lately. I'm still dealing and healing from my first students dying. Allah real, my grandfather dead. You know what I mean? Do my brothers that groomed me, just like Darkim and many others. They groomed us so that we knew exactly what we must do now. You know what I'm saying? Now, anybody got any questions of me? Because, you know, this is a two-way conversation, not a one-way highway. Anybody?
Where you from, God? Peace.
I'm from the desert.
Okay.
I'm from the desert, God. I live in Atlanta now, but I'm from the desert, north side. 113 from Farmers, where I got my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a God named Supreme Mind, who got it from my godfather, grandfather, Allah Real, who got it from Old Man Justice. You know what I'm saying? And Uhura, and those brothers that came here, in the desert in the early days. And I got it strict when we had our school on the 150th row on South Side. It was no plaything back then. And this is why, even though I spent 19 years in the military, I followed Allah's teachings to the letter, you know what I mean? And I'm successful because of it, right? When you add 1 and 1, it's always going to equal 2. If you tell me 1 and 2 equal 9, I'm going to look at you crazy. You know what I mean? Because if mathematics don't add up, it ain't going to make sense. And we have a lot of brothers and sisters here and abroad, right, that say they know mathematics. Okay, Supreme Mathematics from 1 to 10. Supreme Alphabet from 1 to 26. English C lesson. All these things, that's great. But if you don't use mathematical theology to gain, that means you're losing. If you don't use mathematics in your everyday existence, then that means you're not applying. And then you're the one with the said ability, lying about your ability, which makes you a liability.
Man.
Makes you a liability. You're not an asset. You see what I'm saying, God? And these are things that got to be looked at, especially with those who claim they got knowledge, right? My job is the duty of a civilized person to teach you to establish what? Civilization, right? To be right and exact, right? In everything we do. And some of us fall left, but the key is get back right. You got a chance. They tell you that in the lessons. You got an opportunity. But if you don't take it, then guess what? You're going to be stuck on stupid, which most are. They're still dealing with artificial things, artificial intelligence. How do you deal with something artificial, God, when we're dealing with the laws of intelligence, mind detect mind from cell to cell? You know what I mean? So we know right now we're dealing in the last days of ignorance, and we got the devil doing what he do. The God's got to really get out here in these streets, get out here virtually, whatever, and teach these young babies the reality of what is really going on from A to Z. Not above their heads, but in their head, so they can get ahead in life. But the only way they're going to do that is that you got to be a leader of all leaders and be the example of what greatness looks like. If Allah taught us to go to school, learn a trade, then you better know all those things. I know all those things, not to toot my own horn, but I followed that to a letter, and I came out on the other side successful, God. I have my own hemp business for those who know, not to toot my own horn. I got a master's degree, not to toot my horn. I'm in law school right now. I'm doing things as Allah told us to do so that we can be proper citizens in a nation that's the greatest nation on the planet. But when we don't see ourselves great, how can we keep telling the babies are the greatest, but at one time we were the babies? So therefore, we got to still show our greatness as adults. Yep. There's a difference between manhood, adulthood, and godhood, right? You got to be a man, first and foremost. Who is the original man, right? Then you got to learn how to grow up to show up and be a goddamn adult. And then when you come of age, the age of maturity, where you're not giving excuses, you building with wisdom, action, and results, which spells out war, right? Because that's what we in. Then you start dealing with godhood. And godhood is a supreme force and power that's unstoppable when it's determined. And that's how you know who's the job, who's the pretenders, and who's the real. You know what I mean? Because the job and the pretenders gonna give you any excuse in the fucking book. The real ones ain't gonna make no excuse. They're gonna respond with results. They're gonna respond with results, God. That's a fact. How I know? I'm one of them. And I know many others that respond with results. And that's what Allah did. Everything he said, everything he did, it came out right on the other side. And as I was taught by the elder God, if you're not catching a bullet, you ain't doing your job. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers is internet guards. They hiding behind the shield. They don't come outside. Come the fuck outside so we can see you. And the world can see you. Right? You got to be known. Right? Make yourself known by what? Being the example of what greatness looks like in this day and time. You know what I'm saying? And remember this too. I'm gonna say this too, because like I said, I don't get on this too much. I just do the knowledge and listen. You know, as I sit back and I look at back my time of being in this nation and being in the military and being in other organizations out there, this is the greatest nation on the planet, man. But we got to plan it. We got to make sure that we have our financial house in order. We got to make sure that we have our brothers and sisters in order, because the world is watching. And the world is waiting on the 5% to do their job. And all we're asking those who claim they got this knowledge is to teach and be the example of what Allah taught us, right? And then pass it on, right? Don't try to hoard it and then have a nigga bow down and you want some, let me kiss your ass because you've been around since day one. Okay, we in day 2 now, right? We ain't taking nothing away from those who paved the way. Nothing from the firstborn, nothing from the gods of Medina, nothing from the gods from Pelon, nothing from gods from wherever, the desert, wherever. We ain't taking nothing away. But what are we doing in the here and now? And this point, right? The devil's got everybody caught up in the 28th degree. Got the doctors, the ministers, the nurses, the crematorists forcing y'all to take a fucking vaccine, and y'all don't even know what's in it.
Man, the doctors don't even know what's in it, God.
All right then. Right? And that degree to tell you about sticking pins, right? It tells you it tells you everything in that degree, right? The doctors, ministers, nurses, cremators. We know what they are dealing with. The 4 what? Pillars of the planet. Medical, education, right? We know. So if we know, what are we doing? What's our contingency plan? Do we have our weapons? Do we have our food right? Do we have our, you know what I mean? Do we have all these things right? Because as it was told to us in the early 80s, there's going to be a time when hand-to-hand combat and real shit's going down. We see it starting to bubble right now, right? Things are starting to get more ugly out here. You're going to have to even know how to handle yourself with your hands, or you're going to have to use proper weaponry. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's coming down to. And if we still are bickering about dumb shit, that ain't got nothing to do, as the God said, this is Elijah's answers and questions from his mind. When you add mathematics to it, it's your mind. You better mind your motherfucking business, or you'll be out of business, bankrupt, talking about, yeah, I'm the true and living God, I'm the true and living, you sitting on the fucking corner doing nothing, passing time. And we know time is not the clock. We know time is the truth in me. And if you me and you are one, then what do we got a problem with? That would mean, like I said, something ain't right mentally. We're not applying mathematics properly. And we're not holding brothers and sisters accountable responsibly. And we got to do that now. What's the next question, if any?
Actually, you had a question, but you pretty much answered it. A brother was asking, did you learn anything in the military that strengthened your knowledge?
Oh, yeah. Let me answer that. What I learned in the military, first of all, let's understand why I went in the military. My big brother, beloved, you know, as y'all know, worked the bomb and all that, and talked about Allah going into the military, right? Not by his own, but, you know, induction through the system. When I read that, and I read when he came out that the military didn't do nothing for him, but yet he came back with a Purple Heart, came back as an infantryman and all that, I had to ask myself, it had to do something for him, because it told him how to do what? Survive, thrive, use intel, how to apply politics, how to use his karate skills in order to maintain discipline, right? What the military taught me for 9 years, and I've been to combat too, right, was one, don't befriend everybody because you might lose them, right? Now, as a combat medic, I had to deal with a lot of things, taking care of people on the field. Lost a few out there. Not to say, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing nice to see it. But I was taught how to pay attention to details intricately, how to listen to a man when he's speaking intricately, psychologically, understand why did he say these things? You know what I'm saying? What would make him say those things? What influence has this nigga under? Is he under the equality? Is he under alcohol? Is he stiffing that blow? What is he doing? Right? This is what I learned. And another thing I learned is that everything ain't what it seems, God. You can have a plan, but when you out there in the war zone, that whole motherfucking plan you had before going, it changes. You know what I'm saying? Instantly. Because there is no plan on the battlefield. Now we're on a different battlefield. We're on a psychological, biological, sociological, economical battlefield. How do we prepare? We got to go back to learning. We got to find out the tools in order of us to eat, right? If we don't got money, suppose now the IMF says, yo, we're not dealing with paper money no more. That shit is dead. The dollar's value's down. Hyperinflation is up. We're going to fucking stick around with cryptocurrency. As a nation, we got our own crypto yet? Who's going to make it? Where's the NFT? You know what I mean? Where's the resource, as my big brother Tubar would say? Where's the resource book? You know what I mean? So we can find out who's who.
I don't think it'd be hard to find somebody in the nation who's dealing with that, though.
Right. No, my point is, are we prepared? Right? Because it's about planning. That first degree in the 140 talks about planning. Right? No wise man gonna equal his own circumference if it's missing something. Right? No wise man's gonna do that. But it tells you a wise man equals home circumference a year to every mile. Okay, well, how much mileage have you gone? Are you really using the 23 in the 7th degree? Or are you just saying that because that's what Elijah said? You know what I'm saying? We got to use our own understanding. The mathematics gives you the capability to unlock every door if you study and connect the dots in 120. But remember, 120 is the first base of it all. You still got 240 left. That's the second and third base, so you can come on home. You do want to come home, right? After swimming the 9,000, right? You got to go around. That means you got to go out there and take the 120 and apply what's missing. Remember, Yaqub had other lessons that wasn't mentioned. It wasn't mentioned because you haven't discovered it yet. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out there and discover it. Meet new people, come around new people in terms of culture, and then show them what God is. So yeah, the military taught me, man, and it's still even now. I'm a weapon carrier, a licensed weapon carrier. To be on alert at all times. You know what I mean? Stay alert. Don't get caught sleeping. Even now, right? I ain't at war, but I'm at war. So I got to be ready, right? I got my, things in place. But do we have a thing in place? Do we have a contingency plan? And this is something that the guards from the 80s and those that are coming back home need to start doing for the young guards and earths to show them how to master this situation and not let it master us. So that's some of the things I learned, God. But I had 3 jobs in the military. I started off in infantry as a medic. Then I went into military police work, right? And studied there for 3.5 years. And then I went into JAG and studied the law. And then I went back to being a combat medic based upon my background as a senior non-commissioned officer in the United States Army. You know what I mean? So we have many guards and earths that have the ability to come together. You know what I mean? But we got to do it now. We got to leave the egos alone. We got to go back to studying our lessons for real and making sure that brothers understand what the fuck they talking about. You know what I mean? Because half of them, if you ask them a simple question, okay, tell me what that means. They couldn't tell me. Now, how you going to take another man's question and answers, mimic him like a goddamn parrot, but you have no understanding of what he's telling you? And the 120 tell you everything. Everything the 120 talks about, I've been through literally at 54 years, and I got knowledge at 15. You know what I'm saying? And didn't know my ass from my elbow then. I didn't understand nothing the guards was telling me. All I knew, you better know today's mathematics and you better listen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. You better know mathematics, at least that. You better know that, right? And you better know the 16th degree. Who's the 5% in the poor part of planet Earth? You better know that too. You know what I'm saying? That's what I learned. You know what I mean? From Allah Real himself. You know what I mean? All praises due to my brother. You know what I'm saying? So again, God, I'm excited. I appreciate this time, man. I don't get a lot of time to speak to the gods other than when I'm out of the parliament or if I'm here in Atlanta or wherever I go. But it's good just to add on, man. And I hope that whoever's listening, you got a question and you need answers, I'm always available here. You can call me direct. You know what I mean? Directly. If you got a question or concern, or you feeling like you out here alone, you don't know 120, some of you internet gods, you can't, let me say this too, because now we on the subject. You cannot get this from the internet, man. I don't care how many copies they got. You got to walk and talk with those who know how to apply it properly. That's what I was taught. You know what I'm saying? You can't get it just from memorization either. You got to apply the principles of it so that you can draw it up to its fullest equality to be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if anybody want to reach out to me, I'm still here. I still teach. I still add on. I got an archives of information for the young guards and nurses that want it. You know what I'm saying? And we still here, man. And remember, Ezekiel 3:18 is real. You're going to get that warning. But if you, the servant, don't do your job, you're going to be punished. You're going to be punished. You know what I mean? You got to do your job. And you got to be qualified to do it. Everybody ain't qualified. Everybody ain't qualified to do it. It takes a special breed to do what we, the 5%ers, do. You know what I mean? And still stay afloat in shark-infested waters. You know what I'm saying? So now, any questions? Any questions at all? While I'm still on the jack here.
Hey, I like that.
All the questions you asked, you answered. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear that, God. Say that one more time.
He said you answered all the questions.
Yo, just remember this. Remember the fourth degree and the 1 to 14. Who the father of the devil is, an original man. So we gotta what? Everybody's suspect until proven otherwise, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what your name is. You know what I mean? If your mind don't show and prove Allah's greatness and Allah's world manifest, you suspect. That's how I was taught. You know what I'm saying? You suspect. And if you're coming up with excuses, the effective arrangement of excuse is this: 0. There is no excuse.
Zaid Shaheed said, how did he get in touch with you?
404-423-6531. The email is thecivilizer@yahoo.com. Once again, 404-423-6531. The email is thecivilizer@yahoo.com.
A civilizer@yahoo.com. Hey.
That's my email. For you young brothers out there that's misguided, get at me. I'll put you right back on track immediately. You know what I'm saying? Immediately. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a game. You know what I mean? This thing here, as we always like to say, it saved our life. It really saved my life, man. You know what I mean? It saved my life on many occasions by doing the knowledge and using mathematics to its fullest capacity. You know what I mean? So it could come out right. You know what I mean? And these are things I've taught those that I shared knowledge with. See it kill and many others in the military and abroad. You see what I'm saying? And here's another thing. Now I'm on the subject, right? Everybody in my era used to say, yo, how many students you got? That's what we used to say. Oh, I got hundreds, you know what I mean? Everybody. I don't care how many students you got. The question is, how many of them stayed? How many of them are still living it out? How many are still being the example of what you taught them? Right? If they're not around, that means you didn't do the job properly. You know what I mean? Because if they was really about that life, they will still be here. I know the ones that I've shared knowledge with and those who shared knowledge with me, who got it from the real source, from those firstborns who walked and talked it, we still here, God. We ain't going nowhere yet. You know what I'm saying? So y'all young brothers out there, don't let no man deceive you. You know what I mean? No man. Study everybody. Vet everybody. And watch them. If they come into parliament talking swift, that's great. We know how to do that real well. Find out what they're doing when they walk out the parliament, though. That's the real them. And you got to take time to investigate, right? The third degree in the 1 to 14 tells you to do what? Study every square inch of the planet Earth, not just your woman, anybody. Anybody, you better study everything. And therefore, you'll make no mistakes when you study. You pass every test when you study. Every test. You know what I'm saying? So remember, like I said, man, this shit here, for those that's playing with it, like this shit is some, PlayStation game. It's not a game, man. This shit here is a real situation, man. This is living proof of what a man or a woman could do when they put their minds to it, man. You know what I'm saying? And we got a lot of great gods and earths in our midst, but we have a lot of young people that's being misguided, and we got to get rid of those who's misguiding them by giving them, magician moves, talking swift, but then doing things with their hands. You know what I mean? They ain't supposed to be doing. And we got to hold brothers and sisters accountable. You know what I mean? We got to do that. Once you do that, you weed a lot of weak motherfuckers out of this. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers that's using the name in vain, right? Got 15 different names, but have no understanding what none of those names mean. You know what I mean? Makes no sense. You know what I mean? Respect your elders. You might not agree. You might not even think that we can't tell you nothing. We can tell you many things. The question is, are you going to listen? Or you got to get burnt to listen? Oh, yo, God, don't go into the firehouse. It's fire. You coming all started up talking about why I didn't save you. I gave you a warning, right? Ezekiel 3, verse 18, I gave you the warning. Don't go in the firehouse, God. You come out all charred up, 30-degree burns on your face and your hands, talking about, yo, God, I don't know what to do. Really? You don't know what to do now? You're all charred up, God. What else you gonna do? You didn't listen. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers didn't listen to Allah. And everything he told them came to light. Ask around.
And you know
what I'm saying?
Peace. Every time somebody tell me that they confused and they don't know what to do, I be like, yeah, you confused because you ain't do what you know you were supposed to do.
Right. Once you know God, once you say you know, you ain't got no excuse and why you can't. Man, I don't care what your circumstances is.
Everybody know what they're supposed to do.
Everybody, God, the duty of a civilized person is to teach civilization. Then after you teach civilization, what's the second step?
Righteousness.
Righteousness, right thought, right speech, right action, right movement, right people, right planning. All as a part of the right. Then right after you teach righteousness, what must you do next?
Teach him knowledge of self.
How can you teach another man about himself? All you can do is give him information. He got to teach himself about himself. Right? The knowledge of self ain't memorizing Elijah's answers and think that's the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self is saying, why did I function this way? Why is my behavior like that when I got knowledge? It's what you've been influenced by. Bible tell you when a child grows up, he will not depart from what he learned as a child. This is why we teach the babies, so that they can learn righteousness, not by the conversation, but by the ways and actions of those speaking. Now, after you reveal that to them, remember, it's the third point in that degree. He got to understand his knowledge of self, right? Using 120 as a guide, but then also applying that out there in the world so that he can be an original man in all things. Now, after you teach, right, and share that with that person, what happens next in that degree?
The science of everything in life.
All right. Now, how the fuck are you going to teach everything when you don't know nothing?
Exactly.
You only know what you memorized, right? So we got to go back to higher learning. If it says study the science of everything, it didn't say some things or a few things, everything. Learn a little bit of something about something that you didn't know today, and then go in the midst of that current, so therefore you can learn about it. And now when you amongst those who speak in different language, you speak their language using your point through their language. Now, after you do that, right, after you give them all this, what's the next point after that, God?
What is that? Okay, so what? That's the degree right there. What are we going to the next
study
degree?
the science of everything life, and you do it with what?
Oh, life, love, peace, and happiness.
Love. God is what? Love is understanding, right? Peace is the absence of confusion. And happiness is what you get when you're doing it with sincerity from your heart, and you actually applying no confusion to it. No mixed signals, no miscommunication. Everything you saying is right and exact. And all of us who've come up over the years didn't understand that there's two levels of the 11th degree. Have you heard, and then have you learned? See, the original scripture says, have you learned that your word is bond? Because when a man speaks, he's held responsible what comes in his mouth, and what he's doing must apply to what he said. Now I'm learning it. Then after I learned it by watching it, now I want to hear it. That's depicted in the 37th degree. Allah is seen and heard everywhere, for he's the all-eye seeing. The seeing is recognizing that I got to study physics. I got to study astronomy, astrology, finance. I got to study different facets of life so I can have a life to live. You know what I mean? Let me ask you a question, God, since you on the jack right now. You know there's 120 lessons?
Indeed.
All right, let me ask you a question. Give me the 29th degree and the 1 to 40.
29th degree to 1 through 40.
Yeah. And there's a reason why I'm asking you that, because we're dealing with that science of 11.
Why was Yaqub successful in all of his undertakings?
Okay, why was he successful, God?
Because all of his followers follow his law, regardless, because all of his followers follow Yaqub's law. If not, they all pay for their lives.
You know that's wrong. You know that's wrong. Start over, God.
I'm rusty on that degree. Part self, God.
All right. So therefore, the question was, do you knowledge 120? Yes. All right. What's the wisdom born degree? Oh, I'm rusty. That means you really don't know, God. And it's probably better to say, yo, God, I have an awareness of 120, but I'm not really clear on the degrees as clear as I should be. Now, if you tell me that, not because you got to give me an excuse, but at the same time, and but bring rain, hail, storm, earthquake.
I don't get no excuses.
Right?
I'm gonna study my lessons so I get off of here.
Right, do the knowledge, right? But brings rain, hail, storm, earthquakes. Because you continue daily to do what? Not keep it right. As your big brother, I'm supposed to tell you, yo, God, that shit that you just said wasn't right and exact. Get back to your lessons. And when I see you again, I'm going to ask you that degree again. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to ask you that. Why? Because I want to make sure you know it. And the reason why Yaqub is
I'm not going to get no attitude with you.
Huh?
I'm not going to get no attitude with you.
Right. And the reason why Yaqub is so successful is not just because his people followed and obeyed. Yaqub had a determined idea that no one could what? Change. Right? Based upon his dissatisfaction according to the lesson. So therefore, there's many in the midst of our current that's dissatisfied with what they're doing. All they got to do is change their mind and make sure that their plans is determined. So therefore, they can fulfill the reality of the 11th degree and the 1 to 40. Would you sit home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food? Emphatically, no. Because I'm not waiting on no mysterious gods and no mysterious earths to bring me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be all I can be and then some. And my name, life, it born power. I was born God. So I'm going to always what? Show and prove my name and live it out. And that's another thing brothers and sisters don't know how to do anymore. Live out your name, right? Live it out. When you born it, live that out. Take it all the way through and show and prove what your name is, because your name is worth more than just a goal, a GOAL. It can shine if you put what? The right mind behind it. You know what I'm saying? And you got the right people with you. You know what I mean? Examine not just everybody. Examine yourself. Make sure you right. Make sure you got your house in order. Make sure your ducks is in order. So when you come outside, right, and somebody asks you a question, you know how to answer it with a not just professional way. You know how to do it in an intelligent way that doesn't cause conflict for yourself and it doesn't cause confusion to the other person asking the question. No, that's a simple science. You know what I'm saying? That's a simple science, y'all. You see what I'm saying? Everything real. You know what I mean? So we got to hold each other and do these types of dialogues, go through certain sciences, make sure that we give y'all brothers the right direction. You know what I mean? Give y'all it right. So that way, when it's our time to say goodbye, we know it's in the proper hands. You see what I'm saying? That we know that y'all got it right and exact. Right? That's the Nation of Islam does everything right and exact, right? According to the degree, right?
Indeed.
And you know that that ain't right because everybody ain't doing it right and exact. Because if they was, we'd be in a better place.
Hold on.
Everybody.
We got a question over here from Instagram. What's the question?
I want to ask a question. First of all, I want to ask a question. I hear a lot of Yaqub. All right. So check this out. What was the questions that Yaqub was asking the people? What was he asking them? What was the questions he was asking them? Because he was questioning them. You know what I'm saying? He was asking them a lot of questions. What was he asking them? Do you know? Do you know?
Nah.
Yo, nowhere in our lessons, God, does it say Yaqub asked anything. Show me one degree where he asked the question in the degree.
Tell me one of the questions.
I just listened to you speak for like 20, 30 minutes straight. Let me speak. Let me ask some questions and you answer them. Because I just listened to you. So answer. Where is power? Where is power? What are the questions? I just asked.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't see. No. We 5 to 6, but we don't know. We just tell you we don't know.
That's peace. I know. Oh God, come on, great.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Now that we don't, let's school us.
Since you want to laugh, question that Yaku was asking them is our lessons. Who is the original man? That's what he was asking them.
Okay, God, listen, God, do now.
Yo, God.
Wait. God Almighty. This is what I'm saying. Time. Listen. Hold up. We got to deal with time here. Time is a linear. It's a linear phenomenon, right? In which you cannot go backwards. So if we have the lessons with a known birth record, right, in the 15,000s, and we have the devil, we have Yakub with a known birth record of 8,367. So now I need you to explain to me how Yakub knew the lessons 7,000 years in advance.
Listen, God. See, what you're doing is you're like, it's like through the knowledge to the wisdom, God. Yakub was asking the people who they was. Who are you? Where do you come from? What is this? What is that? Where is this? What is that? That's what he was asking them. And they couldn't answer the question. This is how he was able to make devil out of them. He was studying himself and studying them. Those were the universities that he graduated from.
All right, look, God, do not. Hold on. No, this is a question. I'm not even saying something. I'm saying that, listen, from 21, wait a minute, from 21 to 33, and the lessons tell you about Yakub. They tell you about all the steps and stages that he took from just like you said, who he was, to where he just developed the idea, to when he started speaking on it, the understanding that he knew was going to be born from it. You see all of that in the lessons. Wait a minute, how long it was going to take. Now, wait a minute. The question is which one of those degrees, wait a minute. The question is which one of those degrees tells us that he was asking these questions that you said.
It's inside of you. Which one of them degrees?
No. Stop. God, I'm from Pelon. I have nothing to do with making the devil. None of that is inside of me. God never made the devil, God. My first son's name is Darkim Be AllahChrist. My last daughter's name is Ashira Earth. I don't have no devils that I made, God. Ain't none of that in me. The only person I discuss that with is their mother. She's not the devil. Yeah, but you said the stuff is in me. It's not in me, God.
Hold on, great builder, the great builder that you are.
God, why the skunk was taking out the lessons?
I don't know why the skunk.
Because that ain't in me, God. It ain't because it ain't in me.
What I'm saying is this. Is that the people who Yakub took with him, right? Mm-hmm. The 59,999. All right, and the 30% dissatisfied, the 7% satisfied, neither one of them knew who they was. They didn't know who they was. Period. They didn't know who they was. This is how he was able to do what he did. Period. That's the bottom line. Nobody knew nothing but him. He's the only one that knew because he was studying. He was studying him. He was.
God, listen to what you said, God. Listen, no, God, some things, God, wait a minute. Listen to what you said. You said he knew everything because he studied it. But nobody else, wait a minute. You said nobody else knew everything, but he knew everything because he studied it. Now, who did he study amongst? Who were the professors at these universities?
Great builder. I'm gonna say it again, like I said. I said
That man is still talking while you talking.
when Yaku was 6 years old, I'm not gonna go into all that.
Why you ain't gonna go into it?
Because to make a long story short, okay. So from
Long story, how? Where?
years old, from 6 years old to 18, that's 12 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's knowledge wisdom. So he acknowledged the wisdom to get a clear understanding. See what I'm saying? And this is how he because he was acknowledging the wisdom of himself and the people.
True.
That's what he was doing. See what I'm saying? And when he was 18, he acknowledged the bill which made him born. That was the completion.
Yeah.
He had an idea. You see? Yeah.
Well, actually, he had the idea at 22.
All right, God. All right. So be it. So be it.
Or rather, should I say the 22nd degree? Because I don't want to.
The 24th degree say what? What did the 24th degree and what the 40 say?
It was a determined idea of making double.
That's what it says. So 9 years.
But that don't really talk about his idea. It tells you that it was predicted of him.
We don't understand that we make knowledge born now. I
Mm-hmm.
make knowledge born. I'm not gonna get into, me and you can build, and we can go, verse for verse, and we can build, and we can come up with a proper understanding for it when we have some time to do it. But right now, we just, I'm about to go to sleep in a second. I'm about to go to rest.
All right, wait. Stop. If you ain't trying to come to an understanding right now, right? Just say what you're saying to the next time we talk.
All right.
I don't know what we gonna be talking about.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I see you soon.
But yeah, we look. I come on all the time. You know what I mean? Welcome to the live streams. You know what I'm saying? I come on all the time. I'm going to be coming on Instagram from now on. So we be in tune.
Let him finish his thought, guys.
Because when we stop at wisdom, that's not right and exact. See, we not living our mathematics like the guy says. See, our word got to be fine. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta apply mathematics. See, when you tell me you talking and we ain't coming no understanding, then I don't want to talk.
Listen, I'm trying to apply mathematics to lessons. See, because like I said, I went from 6 to 18. That was knowledge, wisdom, 12. Then when I went to 18, I added 6. And that would bring me to 24.
Now, can I ask you a question? Where did that other 6 come from? Yeah. Like, when you say it's 196,940,000 square miles of planet Earth, right? And then I say, hold on. And then I say it's 57,255,000 square miles of land. Then I'm gonna say, okay, well, where the other 139,685,000 miles come from? So I'm asking you, we was at 18, and then we got to 24. I'm saying, what's that 6? What's that stand for? Like you said, you applying mathematics. So what is that 6 for?
Boy. Oh man.
Yakub, the 6 represents Yakub.
Yes, sir. He is the 6.
All right. Well, see, now you go down that rabbit hole. Because like you said, you about to go to rest. Because
satisfaction comes out of Mr. Yakub.
no, the dissatisfaction does not come out of Mr. Yakub. No.
Log out, God. Log out. Just log out. Log out of Instagram, God. Just log out. Just log out of Instagram, God.
I'm saying,
I got it from out of me.
Click it.
I mean, well, you got to realize that being that no one else has studied at the school of you, that you're not gonna have a lot of corroboration with the things that you're saying.
That's fine. I'm teaching minds, guys.
See, now that's the key. You got to do your teachings. If you do your teachings and you go out there and show and prove them, then the world will know.
I'm teaching minds. That's fine. It's fine if you disagree. I'm telling you. Now you can add on to the cipher. You can let Nas be born. You can understand and understood. That's up to you. I'm telling you.
Well, it's my live stream. Of course, I'm gonna add on. But I'm saying that
I'm trying to say it to you first, brother.
Yo, I know that the answer to that degree. Man, peace. Let me cut his wisdom.
No. Hold back.
No, do the Nas, God. Do the Nas.
Peace.
Let him finish.
No, we're not cutting you off. We're gonna let you finish.
Right.
Okay.
Because really, you said you was getting ready to go to rest. So that's another reason why I really don't want to stop you. Look, say you got a couple last seconds you wanna get out. All right, peace, man. Next time we come on live, hopefully you come on and you have a little more time to explain. Who's this right here? Oh, this is what's the brother that
Scrooge McDuck?
Yeah, Scrooge McDuck. That's District 120. District 120 is over here with us on Instagram today playing around. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, though, guy, we see you, man. You know what I'm saying? And
Darkim, that's your name, right?
that's my name. Peace.
Peace to the guy. I wish I had like some kind of spaceship like sound effects. I was gonna do it. Like even I was gonna be Pokey. You feel me? And do the spaceship. I was just being Pokey. When I laughed, I was being Pokey.
Now you
right?
see why I told you I need Thurzine, man. I need medication to administer, man, up here.
Man.
No, so look, the answer to that degree, I remember it now. It's the people who were his followers followed Yakub's law, regardless of what he told them to do, they did it. If not, they paid with their lives for every law that they broke. Yakub did not build prison homes. The law.
Houses.
Yakub did not build prison houses for his victims. The punishment was death, and it was enforced on every victim that fell victim to the law.
For his people. When one fell victim to the law, the penalty was death and was enforced on every victim. Now what's the victim? Someone who's got caught up in a circumstance they had no control over and they fell victim to it because they didn't pay attention to what was going on. Anytime a man or woman give you an excuse, they playing the victim as opposed to being responsible for what it is they put themselves into, right? Just like the brother said when he got on the line that he went to prison and Darkim asked him a question. You sound like a hypocrite, brother, because you talking about what you going to blowing motherfuckers up with dynamite, whatever it is you doing, but you did something with knowledge and put yourself in prison because of it. That's not common sense. So now I guess you got to kind of act right. So now you want to teach your own. Okay, you responsible for your own. But when you come outside, you responsible for the community. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was taught.
That's real talk.
Community. You know what I mean? And therefore, if you're not taking care of your home or abroad, if that's what you have, right, based upon the 14th degree, then you're going to be abroad and strayed away from civilization. You're the one living the jungle way of life in the pursuit of something that you have no clue about. My point is that we cannot be so quick to chastise the next man or woman for what they do when we just finished doing the same goddamn thing.
Man, you know that was...
Or in the sense of we have a background filled with that, and now we want to act like we holier than thou. You know what I'm saying? That we ain't had make no mistakes. You know what I mean? That's just not what it is here. We dealing with real things, clarity, transparency, and a sense of openness, of sincerity, so that the brothers and sisters could know when we sharing this knowledge with them that everything is real. I've been to prison. I've done some things I shouldn't have done as a young God. You know what I mean? But then you show up and grow up, and then you get a can of act right so that you can do what's right and exact. Because remember, that degree is higher. It's when you mature in these degrees is when you understand the degrees, right? That's when you start to really see it as you become mature in it by being a part of it and not just speaking on it, but actually living it out. You know what I'm saying? Living it out. Now, as I said prior to the God got off the phone, nowhere in our lessons did it talk about Yakub asking any question. These
Man.
questions was answered by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, by Master Father Muhammad, who questioned him. You know what I'm saying? Now we know what Yaqub did. We know what he tried to do. We know what he told his people he would do, making people unalike and teach them what? Trick knowledge. So we got to be careful. That's why I say, brothers, when they be opening their mouth, listen to them carefully. They'll go ahead and cut their own throat and don't even know it. And they be bleeding out, looking for a tourniquet. Can you put a tourniquet on somebody's neck or somebody's mouth? That's the question. No, they're going to bleed out. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, if you can't answer simple things, then already there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? Obviously. You know what I mean? Second, if you're saying things that are contradictory to what you claim, you know what I mean? And brothers is checking you on the spot and you still catch the warning, something's wrong with that. You caught up in your ego. You know what I mean? Regardless, we don't deal with egos. Although we equal the God cipher as it relates to Allah's world manifest, you know a mind based upon how it's detected, right? Mind detect mind, first and foremost. You know what I mean? If me and you are A alike, B alike, and C alike, and D alike, then everything is E, F, G, and everything going down to what? X, Y, and Z. Zigzag, zig, bringing it right back to what? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know what I'm saying? That's a simple science. There ain't no rocket science. That's simple. But we got a lot of simple-minded people out here who think that they could just go over God's head with semantics. God, I want everybody to hear this that's out there. You got gods that know how to detect bullshit 15 miles away, sometimes 50 miles away, depending on where you're bringing the bullshit at. You know what I mean?
I thought I was in a movie when that dude said, "Don't tell me what to do." I felt like that
well,
was
you got some brothers that like that, man. You got brothers that like that because they got knowledge and they taking care of their household. You can't tell me nothing because I'm a man. Listen, even the greatest man was told something so he could be a great man.
He just got there preaching about how nobody listens, though.
But see, this is why we have to check brothers on the spot, right? It's not about trying to disrespect nobody because it's always going to be respectful. But at the same time, we just can't let you just say whatever you want and think it's okay because you feel that you paying your mortgage. You know what I mean? Okay, that's your home. Whatever you do in your home is one thing. When you come out here in the community, you come out here on open forums like this, you got to be mindful because you may have a young person's mind who listened to that and now is confused about that.
I know that brother who called in and got on his ass. That's the funny part. I think his name like Knowledge Born.
Okay.
He's from the South. Like I know him. Okay. I recognize his voice. I was cracking up.
All right. Well, like I said, God, there was a time where bombing a brother, man, or correcting a brother was something that not was funny, but it was something that we did because it was like, all right, my man, you ain't on point, so I'm gonna make sure you on point. In this day and time, we got to come at brothers and sisters, man, with a care. We're not trying to push brothers away and sisters away. We're trying to get them to clean themselves up so they can be productive citizens in a world that's unproductive in the sense of, where we are today. You understand what I'm saying? And more importantly, we got to, again, like I said before, we got to show and prove our value and our worth in this day and time by being the examples and the pillars of what Allah wanted us to be. Great examples of what you can do when you have knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You have responsibility, accountability, and persistent in the name of perseverance. Regardless of whatever obstacle we coming with, we're going to find a way to climb over that.
Everything is a learning experience, though, because I could have put myself in the same boat that he was in. Somebody could have called and bombed me if I did the same thing, though. Anybody could have, you feel me? Because like it just depends on how responsible you're gonna be. So the thing is, like, if I go and do some goofy stuff, man, come on, man, laugh at me, guy. Please laugh at me if I do something.
No, I'm gonna correct your error, man, because I don't need to go to prison.
You can do that too, but if it's funny, laugh. Like it's okay with me, at least. It's okay. It's not the end of the world if somebody laughs at something that's funny. Like I think that's not right, bro. Like to make somebody feel wrong about laughing at something that's really actually hilarious. That was hilarious.
Well, you got some people, man. Like I said,
it was hilarious. The position that he was in, it was like the whole situation. Like he started out talking about damn near killing people because they won't.
Yeah, I heard that, God. I listened to me 30 minutes. I listened to him. I listened to him talking about blowing people up and bringing whatever. I don't know. Like I said, all that tells you about a man. Remember, as it was taught to us, you know a man's power by what comes out of his mouth. right? You know a man's wisdom based upon how he applied what he said. You know a man's understanding of what he does after he walks away from what he said. You know what I'm saying? And that's why you study them,
Indeed.
right? You watch what they're doing, right? As the lessons tell us, watch, and that's gonna reveal the real deal. So again, like I said, we're not here to confuse nobody. We're here to just make the record straight and make sure that brothers and sisters that are listening, young, especially young brothers and sisters that are new to this knowledge, get it right and exact.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of shit out there that ain't right and exact. Brothers leading sisters in the wrong direction, sisters cultivating men. You got guys wearing dresses, looking crazy. You know what I mean? Everything is reverse polarity now for whatever the reason. The devil got everybody confused. And how is that possible with men and women of knowledge? How can a devil tempt or trick God? It tells that in English C, right? Can a devil fool God? Not a Muslim, because he's been fooling them for quite some time. We talking about God.
Yeah,
right?
and indeed, and that's all I'm saying. Like the response you want to get is you want people to be comfortable if they can comfortable, almost closing their eyes and letting you lead and guide because they know that you almost going to do what they're going to do. Like what you said, like being Allah in the mind, right? And so my thing is like when you get out here and say something goofy, bro, like laughing is better than getting hit by a bus because that's equivalent. You feel me? Like somebody laughing at you is better than falling down off a building because you don't believe in gravity, right? Like we're talking about somebody who don't believe in gravity or something like. But if you wouldn't jump off a building to try to prove that because the building going to do more than just break your leg. Like a building might just, you know what I'm saying? And so, like me, for instance, when you asked about the degrees, what I was thinking about when I was saying I'm not going to make no excuse, what I was thinking about is how I got shot 5 times 3 months ago, and I'm still figuring out how to make a fist with my strong hand. So I'm like, I've been applying the what I know, who I am. You feel me? Like this whole time. And what one thing that did mess me up is I would be thinking about a degree one time and I draw blank sometime. No, but I know I have an understanding of what I need to do. I might not know what to say, but I know what to do. Like I knew that degree dealt with like
go ahead, God.
so they were scared. They were scared for their damn life. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, look at that.
Everybody was watching
that.
each other.
Look at that. What's happening right now? The mathematics is living mathematics that we're living in the time where
like the mask. It's like the mask.
Right, Yaqub is telling us
everybody
people,
watching each other. Yeah, everybody watching each other now. It's like an apartment building that says no smoking, and then you have the people. You tell the people to call the police. You don't even call the police. Hey, y'all, if y'all see no smoking, y'all call the police. And now everybody in the building is scared to smoke, and now they finna call the police.
Right.
They smoke themselves. Well, now they about to call the police on this person.
So Yaqub's determined idea is still manifesting itself in real time, and this is why we have to be mindful about what it is that we're dealing with now, because now
what we call good hair, good skin. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's
all that, whatever the case may be. The point of the matter is, God, we got to get back, you know what I mean, to what is right. We got to get back to the foundation and ensuring that we do what we got to do. We see an error, correct it on the spot. You know what I mean? So that it doesn't fester to somebody else and cause other what? As the lesson say, you won't allow that person to live because they would sting somebody else, right? And you don't want them to be stung. You don't want them to be hung. You want them to live. An opportunity, a second chance. They get a second opportunity to get their mind right. But they got to see that mind that's telling them this, that their mind is right. And then you got to mind your business. In layman's terms. You know what I mean? Any other questions, God? Are you good?
I'm good.
All right. Where's Darkim? He left? Or he came back?
Yeah. Hey, Darkim is taking it in.
Yeah, but like I said, God, you know what I mean? It's real out here, man. You know what I mean? Brothers, man, take lead. Don't be kidding on the internet only and think you're going to get these lessons. Go to a law school, take your pilgrimage, go and be with the true and living God's man and get it right from the source. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it from no comic book. Don't get it from no picnics. Don't get it from other people who wrote books that ain't living this shit out. Get it from those who live it and can show and prove it without a doubt. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? But I thank you, Darkim, for allowing me to participate in today's conversation. I hope it woke up a few people that were asleep. And those young brothers and sisters that are seeking this knowledge, man, you got brothers like Darkim and many others and sisters that can show you the right way. Get that information. You know what I mean? Money you spending on nonsense, go up to a law school. You know what I mean? Call me, call whoever. Reach out if you need help and you need guidance with 120 lessons or you need guidance on just life, man, because everybody needs somebody. You know what I mean? Although you may be in this by yourself, based upon the second degree in the English C, you're really not alone, though. unless you want to be. You know what I'm saying? But you're not by yourself. You do have people that are here to help, here to support you in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say peace to the gods and earths. You know what I mean?
Peace
And
and light.
hopefully again, God, we get a chance to build. You know what I'm saying? I love these forums. Love to come on again, man. You know, maybe brothers and sisters got questions or whatever, and then we can share this knowledge with them, man, in the right and exact way. You feel me? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, God.
No doubt, God. Peace to the God, man.
Peace to the God, man. Y'all be safe and sound out there, man. Remember, the devil's working overtime, man. So keep the armor, you know what I mean? Keep the armor on, man. You know what I mean? From head to toe.
Indeed.
All right, peace to the gods, man. Y'all be safe.
Peace to God.
See, now I'm like, I feel like walking Cronkite up in here. And that's the way it was. See, look, I was just knowledge. Just like back in the days. So that's how I became how I am. Because those are the older brothers. Like when I be telling you about, yo, listen, when I came outside, it was older brothers that, you know, when they was on the set, it wasn't no plane. That's one of the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I had to grow up, look, in real time, not on the internet. You know, these niggas like that knew where I rest at. You know what I'm saying? They knew where I went to school at.
Yeah.
They was coming to see me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you know, I'm glad y'all got an opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to experience that, you know, to whatever degree you can right here on the internet. But you know, yeah, that's one of the brothers that, you know, he like right there, you know, over me. So we all still on the streets at the same time. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, you know, the older brothers, like, yeah, you get, you know, but we all, you know, when you reach a certain age, you're not standing outside just constantly. You know, you got other responsibilities that you got to take care of. You know what I mean? But we was all, you know, in front of the schools, on the corners, in front of the stores, you know, at the rally. That was, you know, we was all brothers that grew up together. You know what I'm saying? Through, you know, amongst the same people and everything, like you said. You know, but I think we pretty much, the guy pretty much laced y'all shoes up today. So I think we can wrap it up right here. You know, everybody that is new, if you just came in, I know we had a couple new people today. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button for me. That helps us out over here on the live to let the other guys on earth and people that's interested in the knowledge know that we on here. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to come in tune with the other lives, hit the notification button because we actually go live quite often. Tomorrow, of course, you know, is Sunya's. You can check him out on Sunya 7 at his civilization class. You know, other than that, in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to say peace. Signing off from the G Building. Somebody get in touch